Welcome to Laurence Plays Factorio, Space Exploration with Krastorio². The story so far, we found ourselves stranded on a strange planet inhabited by vicious insects. But undeterred, we plundered the planet of its resources. After lengthy construction, which was strangely harder than expected, we managed to build a rocket and leave the planet. An abandoned space station provided a nice starting point for our continued research. Specks in the sky became planets, with exotic materials to learn. Join us on Monday for the next chapter in our bid to grow the factory even further. The factory must grow.
Hello everyone, welcome to Laurence Plays for your regular Monday night Factorio, Space Exploration and Krastorio² stream. And I'm out here on Agnea fiddling with the Vulcanite once again, because last week I got it mostly working, but there are a few more things I need to finish off. So hello everyone, hello Peter, and yes, we do indeed have on-screen chat now, which has been something that people have been requesting, and so especially as the viewership is divided a little bit between Twitch and YouTube, and possibly also over to Kick, although I don't think anyone's actually joined from there just yet. Yeah, I felt it'd be a good idea to allow everyone to see what everyone was talking about. Oh, thank you for the resub, Doopy, much appreciated. I'm glad you're enjoying the enjoying it all. And right. So I have a little bit of a to-do list over here, so let's have a look at what I need to do. So, Agnea, yes, I need more of these trains, and I need to make the trains actually work and put in proper stackers and things, because at the moment it's a bit of a mess, and so that's leading to these gaps in here. So let's do that first, because that's easy. I've got a load of rail, I've got some signals, that should be fine. Let's go out and get that sorted out. As we go, we'll have a bit of a think about what else we need to do. One of the big things on the list that I would like to do at some point is get sulphur deliveries coming in and being brought in massive quantities. Because, well, for those of you, I don't know how many of you watched. I don't know whether you all watch the videos. I kind of hope. I imagine you probably do because they get so many more views. But I noticed that over here we have this convenient patch with about 1.75 million crude oil in it, and I worked out that that would last, if everything is running absolutely flat out, that would last about 2 hours of real time, which is about a stream of 45 frames per UPS time. So I kind of need to bump that, and I kind of need to get the oil coming in from somewhere else. And there are some other patches around. There's another 3.5 million there, so maybe that would be good for 2 weeks. And yeah, but otherwise, but if I don't do something a bit more severe about this, I'm going to spend all of my time going, oh no, we've run out of sulphur and oil and stuff again out on Agnea. What's this one? This one out here is another 3 million, so that's another week or two. But I want to get round that, so I have some cunning
Laurence?
plans. Are you going to tell me I got my maths wrong?
No, I don't want to alarm you, but I just did a check through all the orbital stations, and I saw that Talos is at 124 out of 1,400 cables and dropping rapidly.
Oh, right. That's unfortunate. Yeah, that's because Talos is currently turned off because there is because of the shortage of cryonite, essentially. So, yeah, that was going to need... That is a concern. Thank you for bringing it to my attention. Right, I have to decide... I guess the answer is just to make the spaceship fly back and forth manually. That's going to be relatively easy. So okay, I'll do that in a sec. Just finish off this job first. Plunk, 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 plunk. Right, and now we'll try and estimate the length of trains. So one will be about, well, here comes one. Yay long. So I'll put in a signal there. I can get rid of that one. 1, 2, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So another signal down. Oh, I can't put it quite in the right place. We'll put it here. And then, so here we go. This is going to give me room for significantly more trains. If I look at that, is that in the right place? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's in about the right place. Cool. So there we go. That's going to allow me to fit significantly more trains into this station because I now have a stacker. So I can now tell this station to have a train limit of 1, 2, 1 there, 2, 3. That's a number. That's a number I can count to. I promise. Change that to 1 to 3, and now all of the trains will suddenly come over here, all ready to come down and grab all of the Vulcanite ore that we need. Hello, Olivia. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining, etc., etc. I'm going to guess you're probably a Factorio player because I imagine that most people who come along to a space exploration stream already have a bit of an idea of what they're letting themselves in for.
You say that. I was reading on the internet, so it must be true, obviously. The other day, that there's a surprisingly large number of people who watch Factorio content who don't play Factorio that much themselves.
That's interesting, and I would imagine I would expect people to have, I guess, a passing knowledge of it. You might be watching Factorio because you can't be bothered to do an entire space exploration run yourself, perhaps. But my gut feeling, which may of course be completely wrong because that's what gut feelings are like. But my gut feeling would be that people who watch a space exploration stream, for example, probably are at least quite familiar with the base game. If not, and perhaps have a passing familiarity with space exploration as well, because I just imagine that if you're not already familiar with Factorio, watching a Factorio stream is going to be incredibly confusing.
Well, if I allow me to throw a scenario into the ring here, I watched not an entire Let's Play. I watched about 40-50 episodes of a Let's Play of. It was admitted it was vanilla Factorio game before I even bought the game.
I suppose that's a way to find out what it's like.
I wanted to buy it. Yeah, exactly. Like, is this game interesting? Shall I buy it? Well, let's watch.
Yeah, that's fair.
Michael Port Gaming. Let's watch him and see what.
Hey, no advertising other streamers.
Michael Port Gaming hasn't streamed for. Well, first of all, I don't think he's streamed ever, but he hasn't YouTubed for 5 years.
Okay, probably not a serious competition then.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the stream is going well. Thank you. We are 154 hours, 155 hours of game time in, which you can't see because you can see some of the time poking out up there. How much is it? Yeah. Okay. You can't quite see the number of 100 hours, I think. But yeah, it's going well. We are several science packs in, and currently, basically, at the moment, we're putting quite a lot of effort into just beefing up our resource production because we've been building, and then suddenly realised that we just don't have any of a lot of the stuff we need, and that's slowing down all of our production. So I'm currently out here messing around with the Vulcanite because that's what we currently that's one of the things we need in massive quantities. Oh, and speaking of needing it in massive quantities, let's go and fix some of the problems that it was having as well before I add in all of the extra So up here we had this Pyroflux train here. And this used to be a pickup station for collecting Vulcanite, but now it's a drop-off one. And because I'm a muppet, I forgot to rename it. So let's fix that. This is now to be known forevermore as Vulcanite Block Drop. There we go. And so that's fine. We now need to tell this train to get lost, like that. There we go. Oh, and hello again, Doopy. Is it my voice volume specifically, or is it the overall volume? Actually, I can move the mic. Tell you what, I'm going to fix this in a very, very simple way. I'm going to move the microphone slightly closer to my face and turn the volume up on it slightly, because I can do that without alt-tabbing and looking woefully unprofessional. And we don't want me to look woefully unprofessional. We don't want me to.
No comment. No comment.
Are you saying you do want me to? That's mean.
No. I would never be that mean.
Right, let's play. Let's have a quick game of trying to work out how remind myself how Tristan stations work. Okay, apparently you guys are also a bit soft. So is it actually just Factorio is too loud? Is that more of the problem? Because I've got the volume maxed in OBS, so I can't push that up any higher. Right, so we're getting the negative number of the amount we've got in the station here. We're adding 40,000 to it. What is a full train load? So 200 times 40. So 90, how big is a train? Too many stacks. I can't do the numbers. Probably 32,000. So let's increase that to. Let's say we don't want to have 40,000 here. Let's say we want to have 60,000 here, or up to 60,000 here. That's probably better. Yes, Talos is going to need a bow. So yeah, we've got we do indeed have much better frames at the moment. This is because I've offloaded the processing, the streaming part to a different computer. So I now have a separate computer running OBS and doing the stream with the game coming from a capture card. So literally all that's running on my gaming computer now is Factorio and Discord, and the operating system, of course. So everything else has been offloaded to another computer, which. Yeah, it's already got rather toasty. Apparently streaming is hard work. Consider that a warning, Olivia. Streaming is hard work, especially for the computer. Oh, face for radio, very nice. Yes, Marc is in very...
I have to support Laurence in this one. Got to watch out what he's got face for radio, because people have said he looks a bit like me.
Has anyone ever said we look similar to each other?
Do you want to know the exact... If someone at Wales, I'm not going to say who, but do you want to know their exact words?
I don't think I do, but you're probably going to tell me anyway.
I am, because I enjoyed them. The girl in question came to me and said, "Oh, have you met Laurence?" I was like, "No, who is he?" She goes, "Oh, he's almost as sexy as you are." And I don't know whether that's an insult to you or a compliment to me, or somewhere between, or the other way around. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna choose to believe it's sarcasm basically for my sanity.
Well, you don't think you're almost as sexy as me? I mean, I can agree with that.
I mean, that is true in a very literal interpretation of the expression. So yes. Art streaming could be interesting. What sort of art do you do? Don't mind me. I'm just engaging with chat. Right. So how are we doing? So I discovered recently that and by recently I mean when I was making the last video, that I was bringing all of the Vulcanite over to Norbit, and then it was just not being... Well, it was being taken down to Norvis from there, but then the place that uses all of the Vulcanite, which is up here, this Pyroflux area, wasn't getting it delivered properly. So it was still pulling it in by delivery cannon, which is a silly thing to be doing when we've got the spaceship bringing it over as well. So it's now going to take about 3 train loads of... No, it's going to take about 3 trainloads of Pyroflux leaving in order for all the smelting areas to stop demanding it, and that's going to be, I don't know how much Vulcanite being brought in, but that's fine. We can leave that running. So we'll leave that ticking over. Over in Agnorbit, the spaceship is currently here and is about half full. Okay, that's fine. We can. I'm okay with that. We can leave that chugging away nicely. Down on Agnair itself, we've got all of the stuff going into the trains down here, and yeah, I mean that appears to be working. There's not quite as much coming through as I would expect, but I guess that's just due to shortages up here. Why is there? Oh, okay. I have caused a train jam by basically through sheer poor design of railway systems, if I'm being honest. And even if I'm not being honest, for that matter. So let's sort that out by putting a signal there and a signal there. And is there a signal? Yes, there is a signal in there. Why are you stationary? Have you run out of fuel? No. What is going on here?
How have you broken it this time?
By not properly signalling my roundabouts, basically.
Yep. Oh, I'm in the game! Woohoo!
Oh, there we go. It's because I dropped a blueprint down and then apparently didn't do all of. Maybe I didn't have any chain signals in my pockets, and so none of those got placed. But that seems it now looks much more colourful over there, so things are probably all right. Emphasis on the probably. Trains all seem to be moving again anyway, and we seem to have a nice steady stream of Vulcanite flowing out. Yeah, all looks well once again now. I think this is probably fine. I do still need to build more trains though, so let's learn my lesson from last time and not build the train in the station here, because last time I started building a train in that station. I got as far as putting the ghosts down. And then no train came in because I don't have a train building place. This is an oversight. And so a bot put a locomotive down just as a train was coming into the station. So the train that was coming in ran straight into the back of the one the bot had put down, and there was a wailing and a gnashing of teeth. However, I actually have one in my hand here, so I can just put that down straight away, and we won't get another train coming in. We will have that one turn up and stop there. But that's actually, no, that's a bad thing, because I don't want to copy and paste that train. So let's copy this one, take that one, and put it over here. Oh yeah, building it in a stacker, that would be a smart idea. Now that would be a good idea, except that it wouldn't get fueled up. These trains, if I put the trains down in here, the reason I'm building it in the station is because there's a fuel supply here. We don't have that in the stackers, but otherwise that would have been a fantastic idea. I approve of that. How much fuel is it going to need for that's going to be enough. So head off to a Vulcanite pickup, and then all will be well. Okay, so why you stopped? Have I screwed up?
Enriched Vulcanite, which is allegedly coming in by a spaceship.
No,
it's not.
Enriched Vulcanite is not coming in by spaceship. Vulcanite blocks are coming in by spaceship, Or at least...
Yeah, but I got loads of that from delivery cannons.
Yes, but you're not supposed to be. And we'll be turning those off at some point.
You do need to do that.
Yeah, the enriched Vulcanite should still be coming in by delivery cannon, I think, but let me check that because I might have broken it. Here it is. It literally just fired as I was looking at it. So you are getting enriched Vulcanite by delivery cannon, but it is coming in a single delivery cannon at a time. Hello, Kelsim. Welcome, and thanks for the sub as well. Much appreciated. Oh, and hello, Madman, as well.
Tristan, could you have a look at the junk train?
I think at least one more train in here would be a good idea. Do I have wagon? I have one wagon.
I don't see a current issue. Are you talking? So it's gone down to Norvis, I think, from that. It's not sitting at the station waiting to be sent over.
No, it's
Is this
just
a problem?
like this, like for the last 15 minutes, without the train showing up, I think.
Okay, I have a look further then.
I don't know if I've broken this train. Yes, I have broken this train.
Ah, yes.
What's
okay.
the button to
Yeah, we need
rejoin
another-
stuff?
H.
Are you sure?
Did you like the way I said that with confidence?
No, it's G, not H. But you're close. No, don't put solid fuel in there. I mean, it's okay because
As
I'm
per
in
a
the train.
conversation that we had on the that was being had on the Discord, which I caught with earlier. Oh, that's confusing. Don't do that. As per a conversation that I saw was happening on the Discord earlier, you don't always look at your keyboard when typing. I definitely don't. So press the key and hold.
Copy. And paste and get out of here. There we go. I thought you were going to say that it was more important to sound confident than be correct.
Nah, I'm not a developer.
I'm not sure that's a known developer stereotype.
True. In fairness, the stereotypes that I have for developers are very definitely not that.
Is that safe? Has that worked? I can't see the signal. Oh yeah, there's a green signal there. So that train is actually, despite appearances, that train is successfully far enough into the station that another train can come through. Thank goodness for that. Hopefully these will all have that. This will have, yes, enable train limit of 2, train limit of 2. Good. Right, I think the system should probably now work. We've got 7 trains doing the route, and we've got room for 4 of them to park in the stations here and 6 of them to park in the mine stations. So yeah, I think this is probably okay now. I think I've sorted out the trains here. So that was on my to-do list. I did have putting in another mine as a sort of a thing I was considering doing, but I think with the extra I should probably have a turny roundy down here area as well. Actually, that's not that far. Yeah, I think these Vulcanite patches are probably going to be okay for a good while. Although there's only 1 million in this one. I don't know what's a lot. I don't know what sort of rate I get through it at. I mean, there is actually a very easy way to find out, isn't there? So let's do that. Vulcanite. I'm getting through 21,000 per minute, and that's 1 million. So that's 1000. So it's 10 minutes would be 200,000. Oh wait, that's a 20 million, not 1 million. What was I looking at? Where did I find 1 million? Anyway,
Are you all right there, Laurence?
apparently not. So that's going to be about 2.5 hours worth of Vulcanite. That's not a huge amount, to be honest. I may be coming back to this planet relatively soon to put in even more Vulcanite processing, mining. We shall see how it goes, I think. Because I think, hopefully, once we've got all the buffers filled up, things will calm down a little bit, and maybe most of what we need will come out of the... Oh, the 1 million was for one single miner. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you. Yes, the ore trains... Well, these core weights are just miscellaneous weights. It doesn't matter. Any train can weight in these. There's plenty of them, so I don't care about that. And because there's there's a few too many trains. Although yeah, basically there isn't room for all of the trains in the mine stop-off places, so that's potentially a problem. Talos orbit, that's a good point. Let's go and check Talos orbit, because eventually the space elevator is going to fall over, and then we'll be sad. As was observed, yes, we're down to 70. I think that might be doomed. Right, let's dispatch this spaceship manually. Go to an orbit, please. Off you go, and hopefully pick up a load of cables there. Now, I'm not 100% certain that it's going to. Oh, it's on the old system. I'll try and keep an eye on that one, and I'm not even going to be able to stop it, am I? Because it's all automated. Where is this? This is Talos. Talos, the spaceship. Yeah. So all of the it's got. Oh no, it's a signal thing. It's got no cables. Okay, that's acceptable. So hopefully it'll fill up with cables when it gets back to orbit, and then it'll bring some out here, and we can get things up and running again. If necessary, I'll run this spaceship back and forth a few times. 28 hours. Okay, thank you. That sounds like a reasonable amount of time. I'm reasonably happy with that. Thank you. 5.5 minutes. So that's going to be when this says 8.5 minutes or so. Right, I'll try and remember to keep an eye on that. So, how am I doing? Vulcanite trains and stackers at mines, done that. Possibly another mine, I won't bother with that for now. Replace the old Vulcanite processor. Fix core processing. Oh yes,
you need to do before most of that is to have a quick look over here at Kothar, the thing you definitely didn't see in the stream, which you in the recap video, where you just go, oh yeah, Mike's
making things up again.
A wide area beacon. Yeah, he's making stuff up. He's put a wide area beacon in.
Oh yes, he's doing some acid making over here. Well done, well done there. So yes, what was I looking at? That's not nitric acid. That's not nitric acid.
Norbis to Norbit.
What is this?
Oh. And they are not being requested in the blue chest here.
Oh, okay. You said hydrogen chloride, and I read nitric acid or thought nitric acid. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you sure there aren't any?
You're still looking at the wrong place.
I placed some.
Okay.
Down.
Oh, it actually was nitric acid.
They're not arriving.
Right. I see it.
I said the right thing there. Oh man.
Oh, because
I got distracted by other people talking, obviously.
so that's the same issue as the
I don't care.
the downstream scrap thing. That should sort itself out.
Oh, that's the scrap system is completely locked, or?
Yes, we weren't unloading fast enough at the core processing area. I'm just upgrading that.
Okay. Okay. So as long as they arrive.
Yeah, they should do.
Right.
So we don't request anything unless both trains are queued up for that station.
I'll focus on big red then.
Okay, so these two modules over here, these are running nicely. They've got mines, they've got trains coming in from mines that are dropping off massive quantities of the ore. That's great. These are going to run, these are going to storm on ahead, running very, very nicely. That's great. This one is running a bit slowly because it's being fed by the core processing over here, which is currently a rather old system. Oh, no, it's worse than that. This is what I meant by sort out core processing. I need to turn this off, essentially. There we go. I also need to work out why this is running quite so slowly.
Is anybody working on increasing our cable production?
Technically, Mike is.
Okay.
Am I?
Wonderful.
Yes, kind of. Because you're working on working on all the intermediates, and once we get all the intermediates up and running, then we can have more of other things. Why is this so slow? I think it just needs to be upgraded to blue belts all the way through. Yeah, once we need all of the intermediates being made on Norvis, then we can start turning it all into what do you call them? Into the actual cables.
Yep, that's fair enough. I'm sure we can make that happen.
And I've run out of blue belts. Let's start picking these up. Let's do it by box. It's easier. If I can click inappropriately. Yes, I think I did just say click inappropriately, but I knew what I meant. Oh, that's a load of stone for me as well. Never mind. Oh, fail. So is any of this already blue? No, this is already all red. Okay, in that case, let's let the bots do all of this pickup, and then we'll shove in an upgrade planner over. I don't know. I can't tell how much of this needs to be upgraded. Oh, there's some yellow in here as well. Why is there some yellow? All right. No, not that. Let's do this. No wonder it's having problems. Somewhere in this all this belt monstrosity, there is a yellow belt, and that has just broken absolutely everything. Right, now upgrade planner from there, because that's the first of the reds. Across to here, and then down here, and that'll allow us to get rid of all of the junk that's being produced in silly quantities by the whole system much more efficiently. Oh, thank you for the thanks for the sub, Cardrig, much appreciated. Now, how are we doing over here? So we've got a little bit of time while this fills up, but hopefully we're going to now start actually emptying this again. That's now going to much healthier speed. This maybe I should upgrade this belt as well, but at the moment, if I've got a full red belt coming down here, then that means we can add and a red belt coming down here with dribbles on it. Then this means between them we can make it'll probably all fit onto this blue belt along here, and things will generally be okay. Yeah, and this belt is not full, so we're currently limited by how quickly these exerters can exert. That looks to me like the amount of stuff we have in this chest is going down, although it's struggling a little bit because we have a massive backlog of core fragments and other junk to get through because it had jammed up. So that's going to be a lot better. Yeah, there might have been some yellow belts further down, but hopefully they'll all get... Oop, not down that. Hopefully they'll all get upgraded. Yeah, this is all flowing at speed, at proper blue belt speed now, because I've... and even if I've messed up the upgrading over here. Let's see. Is that actually that's an express one? That's okay then. Yeah, so we've got full blue, but it's coming through here at blue belt speed, so that's good. That's what we want.
They're being requested now, Mark.
Over here, 58 stacks, 57 stacks. We'll come back and have a look at that in a moment. Right. So that's got these up and running at speed again, presumably. Yes, we have a nice flow coming through here. Both these belts are going solidly. So that's pretty good. I would like to upgrade all of this to blue belts, but I don't know how many I've got at this point. I feel like I might have used them all up. Yeah, I don't have a significant quantity of blue belts left. I can't see any in this box, in fact.
Mike, I'll remove the enriched Vulcanite request, okay? Otherwise your ship won't start.
Oh, yeah, sorry, thank you, yes.
So that should now be alright. Yeah, and it still has this running a bit slower than it would otherwise, but I've got the same levels of productivity modules through all of these, so it doesn't make any difference productivity-wise whether it goes into one of these miniature units or whether it goes into one of these huge systems. They're about the same speed. Actually, I think this little one might be faster, but they're both the same level of productivity, which is what we actually care about here. So I'm happy to leave this for now, especially given that I don't have the belts and things to upgrade another one of these. So, I think that's probably okay. What else is on the to-do list? Oh, I need to send the Pyroflux barrels to the spaceship as well. So, over here, yes, we are making Pyroflux, and the Pyroflux that's coming out of the core processing up here is being put into barrels so it can be sent away however it can be, essentially. So, what I want to do here is go around there. We'll just spaghetti this in like this. That's fine, right? And then we can put this here instead and get rid of that one. And now any additional barrels will come along here. Now there's already... Oh no, I timed that perfectly. We'll just fire the last ones off. Boom, like that. And now all of the Pyroflux will go down this way. And we'll go into the spaceship. And that means I need to fiddle with the logics as well at somewhere. Yeah. Oh, hey Chloe, welcome. And regular nines as well. And Jeff. I need to change these font colours because I can't read names on this. It's a bit crap. But yes, welcome one and all. So this is Kothar orbit. I don't want to be in Kothar orbit. It is a silly place. Agnair orbit. Right, so over here we're going to be bringing up Pyroflux barrels in the train, dumping them into here and bringing them through. So I need to program this with minus 10 million, which seems optimistic, but I'm going to go for that number anyway. Minus 10 million Pyroflux barrels. So that they don't get passed back out again out of the other side and go into these warehouses and get taken back down to the planet again, because that would be silly, and we don't want things to get silly. So they'll be fed in there. I believe at the other end everything is already set up, but let's check that, because I'll feel silly if it isn't. And over here we are passing out anything that isn't Vulcanite blocks and dead batteries onto these ones. Yeah, so that's fine. They'll go into there, and the system is set up to deal with those down on the planet. Well, it mostly is. At the moment, it's putting barrels into a train that's going to get very, very confused, but it's basically sorted. So that's fine. Interestingly, we seem to have filled up the Vulcanite train there, and it hasn't been taken straight down to Norvis, which surprises me a bit, because I assumed we were going to basically eat all of the Vulcanite up down here. So let's check the system through and make sure it seems to be working properly. There's 256 stacks of it in there, so that's working. Up here at the Pyroflux drop-off, yeah, okay, we've got enough by the looks of it. So this system is happy. When it drops below 32,000 in here, no, when it drops below 28,000 in here, it'll request another train. So that's going to happen fairly soon. We are churning through the Vulcanite up here, making it into Pyroflux, and in order to put it all into these wagons. But the train has stopped going, and we are now starting to fill up the storage tanks down here. So we may want to stop this running when we get up to a certain amount in these tanks, because otherwise we won't have anything to do with the barrels that come in. Although that said, there shouldn't be too many more barrels coming in here. So, yeah. The barrels, yes. So the barrels are. Let me show you. It's easier than trying to describe it. So when the spaceship arrives here, the barrels and all of the ores and stone and such like will come out. Will go into this warehouse. Then they'll go out along these belts around here. They will then go up into this warehouse, where they'll be put into another train. That train then takes the stuff down to Norvis. This is going to take a moment because it's quite a long process. Take it down to Norvis, where it will unload into one of these stations here, which pours down all of these belts like this. And there should be some trains down here, but apparently we've run out or something. I don't know. Oh, here comes one of them. So these trains come down.
3 of them.
Sorry?
There's now 3 of them.
Okay, cool. Is there room? There isn't room for 3 of them to park down here. But
nope, that's why there's a train limit of 2 at that end and 2 at the other end.
Fair enough. Good, because that adds up to more than 3. I approve of that. So yes, the barrels will come down here eventually, and they'll make their way through with all of this miscellaneous stuff onto this train, which will then take it up here to the core drop-off area, where it'll all be dumped out here, like this, where it then gets passed through this system, where we filter out the various different resources that we want. The sand gets put into a stream of warehouses and then taken over here to be made into glass and hydrogen chloride and many, many other things. The Vulcanite barrels will come out here through this automatron. They'll loop all the way around like this and then spaghetti their way up here, across here into this machine, which will debarrel it and shove the Pyroflux into here, which is where the Pyroflux is coming from. All of this core fragment processing. Then the empty barrels will come across here and be put into this warehouse, where they are then pulverized and put back into this warehouse, and the steel can be loaded into a train to be taken off to goodness knows where. So it's a little bit convoluted, but it's about it was the best way we came up with, or the simplest way and the least headachy way we came up with, of getting the Pyroflux over to Norvis, where it's actually going to get used, rather than just being. Well, we didn't want to vent it because Pyroflux is valuable, and so yeah, we wanted to hang on to it. But yeah, we needed some sort of way of getting it shipped around by spaceship essentially. So yes, that's what we do with the barrels. The train unloaders in Agnair orbit are set for everything except for specific. Oh, in Agnair orbit. No, I fixed that. Ooh, good point. Train unloaders. Yeah, that's a very good point. These will not be. Thank you. I had forgotten that. So some of these need to be reprogrammed. Now, what have we got that we don't need to put in here? What do we not have very much of? Right. Okay. We'll get rid of the uranium ore because that's not going to be being brought up in very large quantities. And we'll copy, paste, and paste, and paste. Thank you. That was an excellent point. I completely forgot about this unloadery system here. It's almost like I've been making the system overly complicated, isn't it? Not actually like that, of course. I wouldn't actually make things overly complicated, but it's almost like it. Right. Pyroflux barrels to spaceship. Tick. Ignore bit. Fix the belt that takes destroyed batteries off for disposal. Ah, yes. Somebody pointed out that this belt is a failure, so let's do that, and then that'll. It's a sort of a slightly gross way of fixing it because it just chucks it onto the side of the side loads onto the belt there, but it's good enough. It'll work. So I'm happy with that. Norvis, fix the Vulcanite drop station Pyroflux production. Done that. Stop kidnapping the low density structure train. Oh, here's a train. Let's watch it unload and make sure things go fairly sensibly. There we go. It's got a barrel on. No, that's a block. It does have some barrels on it though, so we'll make sure that they disappear as appropriately. Yep, there we go. So they've gone in. They've been taken out of the train, thanks to me being reminded, and this is all being unloaded nicely. Right. Let's go and have a look at Norvis and find out what train I've accidentally kidnapped. I think I know where this. Well, I know approximately where this is. I think it's not there. I think it's down here. Yes, here is a low-density structure train that has been accidentally kidnapped. So, what's going on here? Firstly, let's rename this to low-density structure to be confirmed, because we don't want trains to come here really. And for now, and let's, actually, let's just tell it to go away. Go away, because in the long run, I want to be taking my low-density structures from here, not from the train. So in the short term, until the iridium supply gets sorted out properly, I'm going to put in some long-handled inserters along here, because at the moment this is not good. Is not good enough. Let's do that in a slightly more sensible way. Let's copy one machine's worth of things and do it like this. There we go. So if I can make my low-density structures over here. These red inserters are while we wait for the superior long filter inserters to be made, and those are the ones that are waiting for the iridium, just because it hasn't arrived yet, essentially. So in the meantime, we'll see if 3 long-handled inserters can keep up. I don't actually know whether they're going to be able to, but then once that's up and running, I can move this splitter to a sort of here, and then feed one of these belts downwards and one of them upwards, and this can become a pickup station rather than a drop-off station, which is why currently I've just got it as a sort of a temporary thing there. We'll find out whether that is sufficient. Okay, so that is actually most of my to-do list. There's a little bit left on Talos, and that was because, well, over here we don't have any cryonite because, well, we're waiting for Tristan to boost the production to the stage where we can just fill a spaceship up from Norbit and bring it over. But it did occur to me that over here we do have a quantity of cryonite in this chest. So where does this belt go? Okay, it feeds straight into there. That makes too much sense. But I don't want. Thing is, I've probably got enough red belts on this planet actually, especially as I think I'm building them over here. So okay, red belts aren't a problem. We'll just shove in another ludicrously long belt that takes it away and brings it down there. Because the cryonite kind of needs to be fed in here as a low priority. Here maybe actually. So you know what? Let's do this. Feed that in there. Get rid of that. And then the belt across here like that. I think my cunning plan all the way through before I start laying belts, because this is going to be wrong. And just hope desperately that I have all of the underground belts I need for this as well. Bring that over there. And then down like... Oh, and I'm going to run into that one. Down like this. Lovely spaghetti. No. Underground here, please. Like that. And then from there we can come down like... Where was it? It's this one. Like that. And then delete this. Okay, so there we go. There's some cryonite coming out. And I need to tell this to prioritize the input priority, not either of the output priorities. Turn that off. Now, assuming we have all the bits we need, which looks I'm cautiously optimistic. Yes, there we go. Now we can have this cryonite come through from here, and we can just start. I feel like I should turn off the request here, because this is just going to put more load on the planet where Tristan is trying to build up a supply of it. But this, so let's set that to 1 for the time being. And we'll do the same with Vulcanite as well, even though I'm pretty sure I've turned that off completely at the other end. Sand. Oh goodness knows what's going on with sand. It's not being sent here anyway. So this will drain out the 2,000 Vulcanite that was in there for unknown reasons, and we can then that means we're going to be able to start making a little bit of beryllium. Has someone just done a Oh no, we haven't done any range upgrades for the artillery. It must just be the biters expanding. I wonder where that nuke went off. I'm kind of scared to look, so I'm not going to. Right, let's have a look. Oh, I forgot about looking for where my train was. A spaceship was.
Ignore the biters, they'll go away.
Pretty much. So if I have a look back in, that's Agnair orbit. I didn't want Agnair orbit, I wanted Talos orbit. Is there a spaceship? There is not a spaceship here. Where is the Talos ship? Is it in orbit? It is in orbit.
orbit, yeah.
Okay. What is it waiting for? Oh, it's waiting for cryonite. Okay, well, it's going to be waiting a while. How many of these things does it have? It has 215 cables.
Tristan stopped requesting cryonite via cannon and are relying on the ship.
Okay. So if you're not requesting it by cannon, then the ship should load up faster.
Yep, that was my hope.
Oh, it's a feedback.
I'm just dealing with a backlog of crude oil on Njord. It's slightly inconvenient.
It sounds like the opposite of the problems I've got. Right, so if I do that, and that, and this. Spaghetti. Marc is going to come and be cross with me for messing up his tidy little spaceport. Right, you don't want to be Vulcanite anymore. You ought to be spaceship cables. Elevator cables, sorry. Put them in there like that. And I need to make sure I'm actually requesting them, which I am, apparently. Interesting. How many am I requesting? I don't know what's going on here at all. Minus 160... requesting 167 of them. Okay. So when this eventually gets built, we can then start stealing half of the spaceship elevator cables that come in, and we'll bring them out. They'll be brought out by the spaceship, which means I need to rebuild Talos orbit to accept spaceship cable, elevator cables coming on here. Why are these it's to keep the flow up reasonably nicely, isn't it? We seem to have a lot of sulphur for some reason. I wonder why that's... Oh, it's not really making it down because the train isn't going up and down because there's no beryllium. That's sort of expected behaviour, I guess. Right, along... Which one of these shall I reclaim? All of these are things I need in large quantities. With the actually, let's take a sulphur one.
Talos. Elevator's just broken.
Meh. Well, that was kind of inevitable, I guess. Yeah, it's a sort of a known problem, I guess, in that we knew it was going to happen and we know why it happened, but it is unfortunate.
Were you not bringing in? Oh, it's the old design.
Firstly, it's the old design, and yes, but it is sort of bringing them in, although it's a bit bottish. But the problem is there haven't been any spaceships coming because there's not been any beryllium being shipped out because there's been no cryonite coming in. So
right, gotcha.
Yeah, it's been a problem, should we say?
Tristan, we are not making space rails because there is no steel in your energy thing.
Okay, I shall take a look in a moment. I need to finish setting this up.
And one of these here. Oh, well, I'm deliberately not putting that belt in yet for anyone who's going to point that out because I haven't programmed the loader yet, and it will load my space elevator up with something I don't want, with sulphur, which I do not want to happen. Put that like that. Right. Up here. Now I have that, so I can now say filter that to elevator cable. I can turn it round, put the sulphur back in, turn it round again to get the space elevator cable out if there was any. Put that there, and now any space elevator cable that does make it to our Tel orbit will find its way down this belt. I do intend to remove the thing that's putting the My train of thought. Where's my train of thought gone? Yes, I intend at some point. I intend to remove the logistics chest that's doing it, but it's going to be a little while until that's viable. Right. So that's fixed up the emptying there. Now over here, well, we have some elevator cable. Oh, some cryonites has arrived. Gosh. It's being stopped though. Why is it being stopped? Because we're not actually asking for any more. We're asking for 29,000, 10. And what? So there's a request for 29. Oh no, there is 29,000 somewhere. Where is the 20? What is going? What? Oh right, that's the. No, I'm very confused. This system needs upgrading to the new system because it doesn't work properly. Why have these stuff? Why? Hey.
Sorry, whilst you're trying to work it all out, in terms of putting, it might be a well, so feel and fill.
Oh, these aren't taking coal out. That's a problem.
For putting the iridium ingots onto the what's it called? Norvis bus, or onto Norvis, or now Vis, as Josh calls it. I take it that's on me to just configure everything.
What? You presumably don't mean the bus.
No, I don't mean the bus. I generally make it available on
the train system.
Norvis. That's the one. Trains, buses. Yeah, we both public transport, right?
Yeah, down here. There's some stations. Basically, the next available stations you can set up as the intermediates. For the ingots, you can just request them as iridium ingot drop, and there is a train here.
The hell?
That can go drop them off for you.
So at the moment, this one's schedule is
only pick up because there's no ingot drop station, so it can't drop.
Okay, so this right, got you. Okay, so trace up route. So this one here, iridium ingots from space, which has got no trains.
Oh, that's fine. You don't need to worry about that. That does have a train.
That's it.
But it's on the other surface, so it doesn't display it.
Ah, got you. So next what I need to do is set. It's not me that came with me. This station here to be. Let's see.
Oh, actually, yeah, it doesn't have a train because
Iridium ingot. Ingot. Pickup. With or without capital, or is it case insensitive?
It doesn't.
Kind of doesn't matter as long as other people copy you.
Okay.
And you're probably the only person who's got one who's making one of those.
I am indeed.
Slightly better.
I will create a train for that.
Thank you.
So whoever set this up with all of these belts set to only run if if anything is less than 100, which I've now cancelled because it didn't work. That doesn't work.
It says last user one call bagel.
Yeah, I've gone in and fixed them. Because when the warehouse is empty, yeah, as Doopy says, when the warehouse is empty, there isn't a signal, so nothing is less than 100. And also, and I think it possibly broke specifically because it wasn't set up to output coal, and there was some coal in there. But also, I don't know why we'd want it to not be unloading, so I've just set it to run all the time.
The idea,
I can
maybe that's because of the coal, or I don't know, but
Yeah,
the idea was that they more or less. I don't know.
I understand the idea is so that the three warehouses on the spaceship can all unload at the same time into the ones next to them.
Exactly.
But
you know, the new system is better, so just switch to that one. The problems of an early adopter.
Yeah, maybe what I'll do is set up a new Talos landing pad over here. Turn one of the templates into Talos, and then just disable the one we've got over here. That's probably going to be the best way to deal with it.
Talos should be launched.
Yeah, that's fine. I need I could do with the elevator cables. Yeah, the best way to deal with this might be to just disable the to rip it up and start again, essentially.
There's the iridium ingot drop station. So this train can also go to Ingot drop.
How is Talos doing? Presumably it's now just ripped through all of that. Yeah, it's ripped through all the cryonite that was made available. There's a little bit down here still, but most of it has now probably been... actually, the cryonite seems to go a reasonably long way with these systems. So we've got... we've got through most of it, but there is still a little bit left. And so we do still have a little bit of beryllium coming out over here. Oh, actually, it's still coming in by delivery cannon. That's why we still have some. Hang on, we're short of power as well because the space elevator's gone down. Ah. So now, we're down to 390 megawatts coming from the on-ground solar because we're reliant on all of the power coming down from Tal orbit. From all of this to keep everything running, and because the space elevator is broken and we need 1,400 cables, that's going to take a while.
Also, there's belts missing.
Also, there's belts missing. Okay. I might just head out there and give it a kick myself. I think this is going to be the easiest way to do it. So
yeah, I was going to say, looking at that 1,400 cables.
Yeah.
This sounds. Correct me if I'm wrong, because obviously I want to make sure that the same thing doesn't happen to Kothar if I'm managing that one. Did this one take you by surprise?
A bit. I think
it was dropping.
It was, yeah, and I didn't do anything about it.
Zero.
But
yeah, I mean, obviously the exact point to hit zero, you won't know, especially the first few times around the block. That's fair enough. That's life.
I think the point is that it gets through. There weren't enough ships going there because the system wasn't running at an adequate speed.
I'm just trying to understand what has happened. I do that. It's work all the time. Genuinely trying to understand what happened, so that I personally don't make that mistake, and work, I'd say, so that none of us made that mistake. But it's just
here, you only care about yourself. That's fair.
Well, I'm not responsible for you three.
Why is launch disabled? Why is launch disabled? Hull stress is fine. Container stress is too high. I put a thing down. I put a box down over here and it doesn't like it. There we go. Integrity check, please.
I appreciated that Marc built it up right to the edge of.
Oh yeah, what I probably should have done is replaced one of the green chests with the yellow chest that I apparently needed. But yeah. Okay, or not. A nice little flight back to Norway. It's only going to take 2.5 minutes of whatever speed we're going at. There we go.
I'm going to start turning off delivery cannons on Kothar, by the way. Now that the train has the system,
I think
that's going to do it instantly.
I think that's reasonable because the only places that are using iridium are Norvis and Norbit. There is a place on the bus on Norvis that is using iridium and getting it by delivery cannon, so that will need to be fixed.
But it's now. I've just watched the train go through and work once. Although, admittedly, I've only watched it in orbit. I'm a big believer in actually paying attention to it. And let's phrase that in a slightly less passive-aggressive way. I'm a big believer in just watching it through the first time it does something to make sure it doesn't do something stupid.
Yeah, I know. I try and do the same. I'm just easily distracted.
Oh, squirrel! Sorry, what? Yeah,
exactly.
It's easy done. I am as well, which is why I have over the years trained myself to. Where's the wretched train gone now?
Exactly.
I'm distracted.
The iridium train.
Yep. I watched it do a thing, then I went off to Kothar to fix it.
Yeah, this station has no limitations on it. You set up. So it's gone down to Norvis empty. But it'll come back.
Why has it gone down to Norvis empty?
Because this station wasn't set up correctly.
No, it should go. It should alternate between pickup and no, because you've got it on a cycle where it can supply those in orbit as well as.
Yeah.
But if that had, so I'm going to dispute because it got the station set up wrong or wherever it was. Oh right, so you're adding an extra train called Norvis Down.
No.
There.
Oh, station. Yes.
What did I say?
You said train.
Train.
Oh, okay. I meant to say train station. Right. Okay. So okay.
Yeah, that will prevent it from.
I will accept the idea that the specification for how the station should work in Norbit has changed since I put these in.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's fair enough. I slightly dispute that I've done it wrong, but yes, the specification has changed.
There's no limitation on how many trains of iridium come here, though.
Yes, that does need to go in for that.
That's what I've just put
so you
in.
did do it
one.
wrong.
Yeah.
Tristan, any updates on the space rails?
They should be being made. They should have made a. Because it's the.
Okay.
It's the whole because we're using green chests in all the spaceships. They
Got it.
just stopped requesting. So it was deciding now you don't deserve any.
We have started the tier 4 sciences because Mike has already done tier 4 of material sciences, rather than.
Yep, the others haven't done tier 4 of theirs because they've been slacking. I'm just going to get the jab in there whilst I can. That's not even remotely true. I'm not going to deny it, but I'm still going to say it.
Basically, what Mike is trying to say is he's been taking advantage of us keep getting all of the other resources running for him to do material 4. Oh, I forgot that was a thing. Never mind. Right, so yeah, we will. I mean, to be honest, I could start on Astro 4 now, I suppose, because I've got the beryllium supply is up and running to an extent, although it's kind of dependent on the cryonite being produced. I've dealt with the vulcanite, which is my other responsibility. So yeah, I mean, I suppose I could get started on that. But unfortunately, I do need to fix that space elevator first. Wow, it's a lot of
Did
stuff
you
being
just
brought to my
place that
spaceship.
substation?
Yes.
Okay.
I think I've
so
made a boo-boo.
This.
I've just gone
right, you're
down and
adding-
realised because this very first area was done. If you look up the thing, you'll see the evolution of the stations as you go up. This was designed when we really hadn't, as far as I remember anyway, got any serious agreement on how we were going to do Norbit trains. So I stuck us. Well, in a serious way, I don't remember like, the sort of the full arrangements on how it's going to go with the up and down structure. Certainly the train stop Norvis down wasn't an agreed feature at that point. But anyway, as you go up the thing,
That's true,
as you go up the thing, you can see that it evolves and the weight goes changed in some places. I think there were places I put 2 combinators in. Some places just 1, and it evolved as it went up the chain. So I realised I need to go back to the starting ones where it wasn't historically a problem.
Yeah.
And just correct it now.
I think
those are probably fine, but having them.
I believe they are, but exactly, it's not going to kill it to have a thing that turns the station off if the thing's full, rather than. I can't for the life of me remember how I currently visualize it working.
I think we need to prioritise very highly getting the space elevator cable up and being built, because it is currently it is woefully insufficient for what we need. So, Mike, I'll leave you working on the iridium intermediaries. I guess it makes sense. It probably makes sense for me to get at least holmium cables being made down on Norvis, because I'm sort of. I can get on with that, and I'd rather I did that than Tristan did, because I want the cryonite to start coming in.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
So yeah, I
That
think...
does also mean you want the holmium coming in.
Oh, true. Oh dear. Yes. Yes, Tristan. We need holmium, and we need cryonite. This does indeed sound like a you problem, as the saying goes. Right. So what do we need? Oh no, it's not the bearings I need for that. It's the girders. So I need the girders. I need the beryllium poles, and I need coal, and I need holmium cables. So it's not too bad.
The Njord 1 doesn't have enough energy to launch from Njord.
From Njord bit.
Njord orbit, yeah.
Wow. How's it got that tired? Yeah, it's down. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's down to 1200 ion stream per tank. Rescue mission.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I shall get on with the intermediates anyway.
Okay, so I fixed that station. That should now.
So
That should now work. At the moment, I'm genuinely waiting for ingots to come along here. Is this an ingot train? No. Aha! here it comes. I ping it, but there's no point because the train's moving quite quickly. At which point we should start to get half of the iridium intermediates being produced. So I know that I didn't finish it last week, so I had to shoot off to go to bed. But I
It's like
got a reasonable way through. Yeah, it's alright for you who have got kids.
Yeah, I'm kidding, really.
There's problems on kidding IRL. Because kids, hey yo.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, that's that. So that should then in theory, that's arrived. Perfect. Okay, so we should see the first few intermediates, including is it the girders you need? You just said. You did
Yes.
say no, I was half paying attention. So girders should be being made in a minute.
Okay, cool.
We should probably put them on a train somewhere, shouldn't we?
To be honest, well, yeah, you should probably make them available, yes, but that's not really a priority because I intend to make the Holmium stuff here and the anything that requires basically lots and lots of those sort of things here. And so I was actually just going to belt them across, which is a little bit gross,
Okay.
but
it'll work. Okay, so I mean, at the moment the belt is there, and that specific stop is the attachment point for. It was going to go to the trains, but wherever.
right. I mean, I think in the long run we will probably want to supply it to trains as well, but in the right now we want it for it's specifically all of this building we're doing around. Well, a lot of this building we're doing around here is specifically for elevator cables.
Yep, that makes sense. There we go, and we're producing them. I do not know for the life of me why I decided to put the iridium plates input from the right there. Because it's all been sorted on its left. But as you know, it's probably about just making sure it's in the right place, but even so, it's all consistent input from the right, output either to the left or right. But I don't know. Anyway, it's producing. And actually quite efficient as well.
All right, so that's that. So I now need to start thinking about Holmium things. That's going to be essentially first up a copy of. Let's just copy this entire station system because I'm sure we're going to want lots and lots of different Holmium things at some point in the future. Let's do it without the train stop names because that means I can drop it in here without having a crisis. Ooh, where to put this? That's the question. Actually, if I put the Holmium one over here, zoom out a bit so I can see what I'm doing. Yeah, if I put this in here like that, yeah, there's a bit of water in the way, but we can landfill that easily enough. And I probably won't actually need to, because the sheer amount of stuff we'll not need. Yeah, if I put that there, thump.
Back.
Sorry. You weren't doing combat, were you?
No.
That's all right then.
Where are the advanced assembly machines being made, by the way?
On the bus?
Oh, they might not be because we don't have any iridium.
Okay, in that case, that should not be a solved problem.
Have you put iridium onto the bus?
On the bus. Oh no, so it's just on the train. So
And in fact, that wouldn't. Yeah, it would need to be brought specifically here because this is where the iridium is being dropped in and then turned into the things that are like that, basically. And there is a woeful shortage of it because that's needed for purple belts, superior long filter inserters, and advanced assembly machines. I think is that one? Are you an advanced? No, are you an advanced assembly machine? No, you're an advanced furnace. Oh. Here, this one. There we go. That one. Yes. So yeah, they are needed for advanced assembly machines as well. So which we have run out of. So yes, if you could put the iridium on the bus and then feed it in there, please, that would be much appreciated.
You could also reduce the number of advanced assembly machines you're using for cutting ingots into plates.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
True. Yeah, there's a few things I could do. I mean,
Let's demolish. Yeah,
the slots.
Oh yeah, over here you need like two, two machines on each belt. I think.
Okay, I've quickly basically turned all the other inserters off. I'm given that one delivery cannon gun a boost. I know it's a sort of dirty hacks thing, but yeah.
Yeah. But the point remains that basically the reason we run out of the those assembly machines is because you've gone wildly out of any sort of level of common sense there, because we just don't. You've got two of these machines, possibly two of these machines is capable of filling a blue belt with the number of speed modules we put in there. Yes.
I must have horrifically miscalculated this.
This blue belt here, it's not running quite flat out, but it's getting pretty close. And the two machines, even with blue inserters, are basically keeping it full. I think that one of those machines with green inserters would probably be maybe two of those machines, but certainly not 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16.
Let me.
Yeah, you certainly don't need 32 of them. You need like 4.
Yeah, I may have gone a fraction overboard there.
Yes, the fraction in question is a very, very top-heavy fraction.
Fine.
Right. Oh, I'm sorry. I've not been paying sufficient attention to the chat. It could be that Njord is too far from the star, and it just took all the fuel to get out there. Maybe. Hello, Paul. Paul from Beartown. Yeah, this is Factorio space exploration. It's actually running slightly slower than normal, but lots of the machines are a bit quicker than normal, and I can pan around the map very, very quickly because space exploration comes with a navigation satellite mode, which allows you to look at absolutely anything, anywhere, anytime, which is very, very useful. I don't remember if we ever did work out what science per minute we're running at. Let's have a look. If I search for pack and then go back over an hour or so, what is this? I don't know why that shows copper cables. I don't care about them. We are currently, as of right now, we're running at 24 science per minute of this particular on this particular one. No, sorry, that's production. Consumption. We're running at about 20, maybe somewhere between 17 and 20. It's weird that these numbers are all different. It'll be what we're using. Let's look up cards instead, because they'll be a bit more. Everything uses a card. Like, not you. Yeah. Okay, these ones. So yeah, we're going at about 18 science per minute by the looks of it. Who's getting wrecked? Talos. Oh dear. I bet going that sounds like a me problem. Let's find out what's happening. Okay, it's Oh, it's because we don't have any power because the bloody elevator's broken, and for some reason we now have a biter incursion. Ah, crap. When is it going to be? When is dawn? Dawn is not for quite a long time. Oh, for goodness sake. When were we on 17 UPS? I didn't notice that, but I could sort of kind of believe it. The question is, will these walls last until the power comes back up? And my guess is no, because that's down to half health already. And I can't ride the elevator down to get down there and fix it. I think we could. There's nothing we can do here apart from wait till dawn, and then we'll just wreck the biters. Now night is 1 and a bit squares. We are 1 and a bit squares. Okay, I think it is about to start getting light now, so we should find that the lasers will come online reasonably soon. Problem is, the lasers use basically all of the power we have available. Oh, there we go. There's the laser starting to take the power in.
Regular 9s is recommended you use a glaive.
Oh, glaive. No, the glaive's a bit too destructive, unfortunately. I'm possibly using the glaive on if I can work out where they came from. But no, if I fire the glaive at them, it'll just wreck this entire area, I think. It's not subtle enough. Yeah, artillery would have been a possibility as well. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. But as you say, we only really have the nuclear one. Not 10 hours, 10 minutes. That is an obnoxious noise. Stop it. Oh, sounds like we've lost a bit of wall. Yeah, we have. Fortunately, the behemoth biter is too big to fit through the wall. Unfortunately, the spitter is now capable of spitting through the gap in the wall. However, the behemoth biter has stopped attacking now because it can't pass through the gap because it's too narrow. Oop, and there's a replay. There we go. A very brave bot flew in and repaired the wall. I appreciate that. Power is rising, but it hasn't risen far enough for the lasers to actually kick in. Oh, they're trying very, very hard to kick in. That was not the button I meant to press. They're trying very hard to kick in, but they haven't quite charged back up again yet. Oh, there we briefly went. Got a very brief burst of laser fire from them then. Oh good, we've just trapped 2 biters inside the factory. That's a good idea.
Well, are they trapped in there with you, or are you trapped in there with them?
Well, they're all dead now, so I think they were trapped in there with me. Yeah, that was definitely a popcorn moment. Right, so let's hope that any further biter attacks we get come during the day, because that was a bit ridiculous. Unfortunately, we seem to have run out of repair packs, which is problematic. I thought they were, oh yeah, they were being made down here from me chucking a load of stuff into a box, because what do we need? Yeah, we need stone over here as well. Well, there seems to be some here, actually. Here, have some stone. There we go. That'll make us some repair packs. I don't know why there's a locomotive in the repair packs box. Oh, there's not very much iron ore in there as well, so it's not going to last for very long. But we'll get a few out from that at least. So, you know, better than nothing. Maybe it'll be enough to repair those walls up there. And we're low on power as well, so it's all going to take forever. But you know what? That's kind of fixed. Let's head back over to Norvis and try get back to trying to solve the actual problem rather than the symptoms. Firstly, let's get rid of some of these weird belts that are doing weird things, because I'm probably not going to do the same weird things. That was also supposed to get rid of the ones down here, like that. There we go. Right, so along here, we're definitely going to need Holmium coming in. So we'll... Oh, I can't say it's kind of... Yeah, words. This needs to get quite a lot more built before I can start programming it. But let's start thinking about it. So, we're going to need lots and lots of Holmium cables, which means I need maybe 1 or 2 advanced assembly machines.
Sorry, you need when the 1 and the 2 are next to each other, it's 12? I have trimmed back my my usage a bit.
Good, maybe that means there'll be some for me then.
Wouldn't go that far.
Oh,
I have plans.
I don't think you're allowed to have
Would you like
plans.
me to go and give you some machines? Actually, you probably don't, because you don't like to place machines yourself.
I'm not even on that planet.
Tell you what, I will be your remote port.
I'm going to assume that 2 machines are going to be... You see, this is the difference between the way we build, I think, is that I go, let's start off with 2 machines and see how we get on. You seem to say, well, we'll start off with 12 machines and then realise that we can't fit it all on the belt.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it is legitimately opposite ends approaching. You will, and I think in fairness I can add Marc and Tristan. It's Marc and I do it one way and Tristan and you do it. Actually, no, Marc's the third way of doing it. Marc will sit there and work it out precisely, very efficiently. Does these beautiful, elegant builds. They are, yeah, very elegant, very efficient. But in terms of sizing, they're closer to mine than yours. So I'm claiming Marc on my side. Yeah, you, Tristan, will build a prototype.
Why did you do this
go,
like this? This is ridiculous.
Oh, this works. It is 1 machine, maybe 2 machines. It builds a thing. I will now move on to the next thing. Marc will work out how to make it very efficient, and I will just go, 20 machines, that's probably a belt.
Yeah.
I object to you including Marc in your design, because he will use the right number of machines.
Yes, that's true.
Laurence and I will eventually get to the right number of machines.
Where
You will
right
use
number of
5 times
machines...
as many machines as necessary from the start.
That is technically true that you will eventually get to the right number of machines. How many months have you spent on Agnea?
Like
None.
3 weeks.
Oh, you, Tristan. I don't think you haven't been to Agnea. I don't think you ever think. Was it last week you went into space for the first time?
It might have been 2 weeks ago. No, not into... yes, technically ended up in space for the first time. That might have been a few more weeks ago than that. But I got to Norvis orbit for the first time a week or 2 ago.
Making those.
I had no need to go there.
Yeah, fair.
So Tristan, my first my first spaceship from Bigrid will be full of solid rocket fuel.
This is now your problem.
No, processed fuel. Yeah, processed.
Processed fuel.
Yep. So
Well, that's a nonsense, but sure, I'll deal with that.
Ha.
Right.
We have an interesting question up there. How do you build a base in Norvis orbit, given that Norvis is flat? You could be in orbit around a flat planet. I mean, if it would kind of work.
It's definitely an interesting one, but yeah, there's no reason you can't be on orbit around a flat object. Orbit just means you're falling to the ground and missing. That legitimately is a definition that ESA uses.
However, we note that we must be in geostationary orbit because we built a space elevator. And well, I guess we get days and nights. So yeah, the Norvis coin planet must be Discworld must be flipping over and over and over. So
Yes,
yeah, I guess that does work. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
It's not tightly locked. That's fine.
Well, it must be. Yeah, it's obviously not tidally locked because you get a day and night cycle.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. I listened to what you said and put the technical term on it. I appreciate that this is probably confusing because usually I'm not helpful.
Start over a third time. Oh dear. Yeah, it's always difficult to decide in Factorio quite frequently whether it's worth starting over or whether you should just sort of suck it up and just carry on with what you're trying to do. I'm not sure what the answer is half the time. But no. Usually I feel it's probably worth trying to continue, but sometimes it can be a bit beyond the pale.
Yeah, there is.
Processed fuel will not cause a problem now, Mark.
perfect.
There is, as I understand it, technically no. You have lost screen unless you count the death screen.
Unless-
in Factorio.
Yeah, unless you get to the point where your entire Factorio is being overrun by biters. Yes, you can't
Exactly.
lose. But you might get to the point where you just go, oh, I can't deal with this.
Yeah, it's
My
you're
brain.
more to be spawn locked than you are to be defeated, if that makes sense. Which, I mean, it still sucks, don't get me wrong.
I'm not using
But
Factory Planner because it takes all the fun out of Factorio, in my opinion.
Laurence
Wrong.
very much believes in... It's the difference between Marc and Laurence there, coming out to the...
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, Laurence thinks that planning is for, managers and the bourgeois elite. I'm saying nothing more than that because I'll get in trouble and get banned from his stream. But yeah, joking aside, Laurence likes to wing it a lot more, whereas as Marc and I plan it out a bit more. Now, Marc plans it a lot more than I do, not going to lie.
I have been actually some of my some of my actually a lot of my constructions recently have been balanced a lot more. In fact, I've come to think of it, I should be building this one out. I should be planning this one properly. All right, let's do this properly rather than just winging it and waiting for Mike to give me enough buildy machines that I can actually buildy things. So let's start. Let's do it properly. So we're going to need power. I'm going to put in a bacon. Bacon. There's a bacon. Put the bacon in down here, I guess. I should just put it in there. No, let's put it right next to there because then it keeps things sort of mildly organised. And we'll find out. And that actually will allow me to find out if my assumption that 2 of these machines is going to be sufficient is actually accurate. Get rid of all of. Oh yeah, you can't get rid of stuff in this, can you?
With the productivity module, I've just done the calculations on it. With the productivity modules and the wide area beacons I'm using, mine are producing 1 intermediate roughly every 0.1 second. Which means that, yes, they are going to be fine in terms of producing enough to fill belt up, so 2 should be enough for a belt. So blue belt is 45 items a second, which is 22.5 per side. 0.1 a second, that's 100 a... Wait, no, 0.1 1,000... Oh, no, wait, per minute. Oh, I don't care.
I can tell.
Second. Yeah. And I can do this out loud without a calculator. 0.1 items per second. Yes, 10. There we go. I can count decimal places. Oh no, okay, so no, sorry, no, beg your pardon, it won't, because 10 won't fill that 22.5, so you'll need 4 machines realistically. It won't be perfectly full, but it'll do. Assuming you've got the same numbers.
I suspect it's probably going to be fewer for this one because it's a softer metal. I have this feeling that all of the iridium stuff is much harder.
I mean, I'll take that, which is why you're giving it to the noob of the group.
I meant harder as in a metallic.
It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. You can't get out of it this easy. That easy.
Pretty sure I can.
Oh, you probably could if you tried. Place.
Yeah, two machines seems to be more than enough. One machine is enough to produce an entire belt of holmium. Plate.
I was doing my way doing empirical testing.
Yeah.
I see you doing that. Yeah, fair.
Right, so that's my plates, and we now need to make cables out of them. So let's do that along here. Mike, are we likely to have iridium for purposes of making fast inserters at any point in the near future, or should I try and design without fast inserters?
Fast inserters.
Well, the superior ones, the ones that I pointed to earlier that are being made over in the same place as the advanced assembly machines.
The ones we need for the spaceports.
The ones that we need for all kinds of places.
Mark.
So, suppose I could finagle some sort of training stop in there.
This doesn't seem to be unloading.
Might be a bit OTT.
I suspect there's going to be also going to be a shortage of processing there, so it's probably going to need to be made much bigger in order to make lots and lots more of well, everything.
Yeah. So the short answer is I can bootstrap it by having a train load there. It'll be horrendously inefficient, but it's doable.
There is a red.
Tell you what, never mind. I'll do it with loaders instead.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, you may as well, to be honest.
Yeah, it probably makes sense, really.
The only thing I dislike about using loaders and builds like that, and I genuinely do dislike it, is you end up with
A lot
as
more
many
inside
as
the
you
machines,
possibly
yeah.
cram in. But at the same time,
Who cares?
effectively, yeah,
Combinator missing. Maybe that.
Oh yeah.
it boils down to
Place.
the whole because we use primarily, not exclusively, but primarily core fragments, which are only costing power, which now we're generating predominantly via solar, is it's free. Well, near enough. Well, that's actually not quite true because you've got the tick rate of the cables, which needs to be apportioned out somehow. But it's very cheap is the point, or it's also very cheap, at which point actually having large buffers isn't expensive in that respect. It just means that you're not using those materials elsewhere.
Yes. Yeah, once the buffers are filled up, it stops mattering, essentially.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And then you can almost argue the bonus point that if you do decide to tear something down or something stops working, it's straight by to attack or your space elevator breaks down or whatever, having that buffer there gives you the flexibility to keep going effectively for a while before...
Yeah. I mean, I need to pay more attention to chat because I've been ignoring them. Sorry, chat. Yeah, so having a coronal mass ejection take out a lot of important stuff is it's one way to, I suppose, you don't technically lose, but if it takes out your power production, then you're going to struggle with the biters. So yeah, I can see why that would be. Yeah, that's the getting overrun with biters thing, isn't it then? I'm not quite sure why I'm getting renamed to One Cruel Brioche. I see, because you're a yes. I did have in my last run through. I had a coronal mass ejection take out a massive quantity of green circuit store. Well, it was in my green circuit production area. It took out a huge quantity of the storage, and I was quite sad because there was a lot of resources tied up in that. But yeah, it was unfortunate. Right. Okay. So this is too much for the amount that's coming out of here. I need to have another copy of.
That's big
Right, I
red.
need to adjust this quite a lot. So.
Big red? What?
Big red take damage.
Yeah, I nuked some.
Oh,
places.
fair. Laser turrets destroyed. That's usually quite a significant warning sign.
Nah.
Yeah, if you nuked it, it's fine.
If it's your fault, then that's all right. If it's as in if it's something you've just triggered yourself, then it doesn't.
Shortly after I got married, back when I actually streamed.
What did you destroy?
Well, I was streaming Factorio with some friends. As one does. What kind of lunatic would do that? And the wife and I shared an office because pre-COVID, it's just what we did. And so she was sat there happily working. Turned out that on her Twitter account, she'd got I think the hashtag things my husband says. Words taken out of context. And the number of Factorio-related things that you say that out of context. Oh, I just nuked something. It's fine.
Oh, it's usually comments about lube. I find.
That's more your one. In my one, the one that she just was laughing, and I had to actually stop and say what. I'd sort of we were working together on a thing. Does anyone mind if I just start one small forest fire? I want to burn these trees down, just throw them away. And she's just there going, you can't say this. I mean,
apparently you
emergency
can.
was just being declared, and all that good stuff. And that was me there going, I'm just going to burn this all down because I don't like it.
I'm just going to redesign this because I don't like it.
Here, you're less likely to get an activist come after you for saying that. Though. I'm just going to redesign it. It's not really the same.
Oh yeah, no. This is just what I'm actually doing on stream because I tend to believe that a streamer should sort of talk about a little bit about what they're doing. But I feel like today more than normal, I've been struggling to get a word in edgeways. I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing, but stream. But you never know.
The advantage of the stream is that we can ask chat what they want.
True.
I sense a poll coming on. Sorry for anyone who's not on Twitch, but I don't know how to do polls on Kick or on YouTube.
Yeah, there's quite a lot into the Cryonite production. You're not wrong. Yeah, inserters would sometimes be easier, but unfortunately we don't have any because Mike has been slacking on the iridium production and supply.
Yep. Poll is up, chat.
Don't put poll up, chat. That's mean.
Well,
Right now,
I've done the thing where Tristan's going to stack the votes and just dump 50,000 points into it.
What have you asked? Who do you like to hear most? Oh, I see. Oh dear. Right. So along here, I'm going to need. Let's just go all in on the loaders because Mike won't let me have any other toys to play with. So we put that. Let's see if I can fit this in.
Maybe like I can finagle a belt in for you. I did offer. Oh dear.
I need a load of. I'd need superior long inserters to get the stuff out to do it the traditional belt-based way. And then we can bring that out there. Then we have an underground like that. Yeah, that fits. I'll get rid of that bit as well. And then we'll need a belt coming out here like that. Okay, so we can take that and go boom. I can hear a tyre squeal outside.
I've got bad news. The poll is less than a third of the way through, and currently the winner is everyone should be quiet. Oh dear.
As a positive, those were all my votes. No one else has actually voted for that.
Oh dear.
Can I see who put what? No, all I can do is just cast another vote, which I don't want to do.
My impression is someone has gone in and made sure everyone's equal.
Oh, don't do that.
Okay, if we ignore everyone should be quiet, Marc is currently winning. Marc, you're in favour. Chat likes you today.
Do you think that's sort of a bit of a novelty thing because Marc generally doesn't talk all that much?
It could be.
Compared to the rest of us, anyway.
I also sense that someone is now stacking the deck, Tristan. Sir, Tristan's cheating.
Literally all my votes have gone in for everyone should be quiet.
Right, and let's at most. There we go. Oh, I haven't prod modded them all. Let's prod mod them. I'm running out of prod mod. How are you running out of things in creative mode? Stupid game. There we go. Empty all the machines out. See how they run.
Talos is taking damage again. It's presumably the next night.
Thank you. I should probably check.
Is it worth? Are you able to send the spaceship out
now? Yes, but it wouldn't help because there would. Yeah, it's. Is it night? Yes,
the spaceship has gone.
The spaceship has only got like 150 cables on it, which is why I'm trying quite hard at the moment to build more cables. Is that the input? It's getting attacks in the same place again as well. So I think that means it's glaive time. At the very least for. Crap, which glaive do I borrow? That one.
Yeah, you probably want to target it there. Because that's inside the pollution cloud.
That's hard to know if... Oh yeah, you need to turn it on, don't you? Oh no, it seems to be firing. That's not Talos. Oh yeah, I need to turn it off and then turn it on again. Yeah, so that's going to be the one that's causing the attacks. Let's check out the pollution.
Oh,
that's you. That's you moving a camera around. I got worried for a moment. I thought that was the artillery was firing. Because your orange blob is about the same colour as an artillery shell flying across the map. Yes, like that. Yeah, as you say, it's them. It's those ones, and probably these ones that are the problem.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
Blimey, those have got some serious toughness to them.
Yeah, the glaive isn't enormously powerful, unfortunately. It takes quite a long time to burn through a behemoth worm. As previously stated, I don't think there's anything I can really do about this, so I'm just going to carry on working on this thing and observe at this point that I think I've overspec'd this slightly. So let's go.
There we go. The poll has come to an end. With a couple of people spending rather a lot of channel points to boost the numbers, it's very, very close. In last place is Tristan. Sorry, Tristan, with 13 points. In joint second place is a three-way tie. Marc, Mike, and everyone should be quiet. 14 points. And then the barely perceptible winner is Laurence.
Aww.
At 16 points.
Thank you, everyone, for appreciating me and everything I say for you. Hang on a minute. If there's this much on, huh? How is this so full? How was the belt so full before? If there's what? Oh, we're not. Yeah, I moved stuff around. I forgot to move the beacon. That's why. So ideally wants to go there, but that's on top of those belts. That's fine. We'll get rid of the belts. The beacon is more important. Or getting the beacon in the right place in the most efficient place is more important. Let's put the beacon there. We can actually move this out somewhere else like that. That's fine too. Give it that. That explains why one of the machines was producing so much more than all the rest of them. I'll tidy that up in a moment, but for now it's fine. Also, I should put all of this nonsense in here because I don't. Oh, I'll have to keep some of those. There we go. Right, now everything is producing at stupidly fast speeds. I don't actually. How many belts worth are we producing here? This is ridiculous. I think I might have mic'd this build a little bit.
You say that like it's a bad thing?
So it's like it's a bit unnecessary.
Overkill is underrated, my friend.
we actually producing a belt's worth per machine? No, not quite. So this machine has free flow, and it's producing that looks like about half a belt. Down here we are. That number is going up. So 2 machines produces more than a belt's worth of these. I think that might be enough, to be honest. I think I've got a bit carried away with all of this. I don't need. Let's have 2 belts worth of what do you call it? Of cables. But I think more than that is just a bit excessive, to be quite honest. So we get rid of all of that, and all of this, and this, and then we'll put. Right, put that there, that goes in there, that goes in there, and then remove all of that, feed that through there, and that might as well just be a straight through belts. Okay, there we go. So we've got 2 belts of Holmium cables being made now, and that is more than enough. That's a ridiculous quantity. And that's actually all I need, but I should probably carry on and do the Holmium solenoids as well, because otherwise it seems a bit mean. So, Holmium solenoids, I've clicked the wrong button, there we go, is iron sticks, Holmium cable and rare metals, of course it is. So that's another 2 types of thing that are going to need to be brought in. So over here, let's redesign this system a little bit. We'll have an iron, we'll make the iron plates there and the iron sticks there, and then we'll make the solenoids there. We'll get rid of all of this back here like that. We don't need that anymore. That could be just fed in like that. Right, so you're going to be making.
You to in the background.
You're being blessed. What? No. She says, "Don't bless her."
Okay, curse you.
Apparently, you are. She says she's not that loud. I think she's lying.
Yeah. I've got to be very careful because she makes nice cakes, and I want her to keep making cakes next time I visit.
Mike says he's being careful not to be too rude because he wants to get more of your cakes. I think he's just being optimistic.
I heard 90% of that.
Did you? You really shouldn't be able to. Have I got my microphone in the wrong mode? No, it's on. It's on directional. Yeah. I'm surprised you can hear her that well. Because I thought the microphone was slightly more directional than that.
Acoustically speaking, you have got a very solid wall behind you, which means
Oh,
that the
true.
sound will reflect around.
Yeah.
This is why.
Yeah, I need to. I need to.
Podcast. Sorry.
I need to stick massive quantities of egg boxes on the wall, basically.
You could do that. Yeah, I mean, you can buy foam sheets that would do the same job.
But probably a lot
Quite
better.
a bit better for a trivial amount. My wife, as you know, but I don't know if anybody else does, runs a podcast. And so her office is, well, it was supposed to be a walk-in wardrobe. But we spent, I think it was about £4 on foam insulation. Like special soundproofing foam insulation.
You sure that wasn't just to try and keep your noises of you out?
It could well be. It will be. But yeah, it works really well. So when I do the voiceover for the trailers, what I do is go and nick her room and sit down and record at her audio recording setup. It's just, and it's a comparable microphone. It's comparable. Everything. I mean, it's proper software, not just OBS. But you know, it's all comparable stuff apart from the room setup. And I personally think it sounds a lot better.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it carefully. There is I can sort of hear a little bit of slight echoishness in your background. Not a serious amount at all, but it is. If I really concentrate, I can just about make it. I can make it out.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've got. I mean, it's a decent microphone with a good backflip on, but I've got a few. I mean, you've seen my. You haven't seen it since it's been redone. Just a picture. But yeah, my office is most of the soundproofing is a bookshelf with a load of books on it, and a couple of things on the walls. Nothing serious.
Yeah, and I don't. As you can tell from my webcam, I have basically no soundproofing set up in here. So
Yeah.
it's maybe a thing I should have, but I don't.
Well, the
What do you
traditional
say?
one is to hang a sheet of fabric behind you.
Yeah.
Uh,
And if I pick one of a suitable colour, then I could use it as a green screen.
Exactly. So that's one thing if you wish to do that. I mean, it's up to you whether you want a green screen or not. You can put branding on it if you want to do branding.
Yeah,
Laurence
that's true.
plays merch shop when that opens. Hint. Could be advertising there and so on.
Yeah. So who in the stream would like to buy a Laurence Plays T-shirt, if such a thing was a thing? Well, that was meant to be a cut, not a copy.
I sense another poll coming on. I don't know whether to actually poll that one. That one feels a bit excessive, but yeah.
Yeah. Probably a little bit. Right, so I can copy this across there. Yeah.
Next year.
Are you filling up? No, you're not. Interesting. So to making solenoids swallows a significant amount of holmium cable. So the limiting factor on this is the rate at which I'm making... So my earlier comment about, oh, I don't need that many cables being made was actually not entirely accurate, should we say. A fabrication. However, this
Score
is
one for the build big.
this is making a noticeable quantity of thingies, nonetheless, of holmium solenoids.
I've managed to. Wait, hang on. I've forgotten how to pick. There we go. I do not know how I've managed this. I've put because I placed it manually. I've got a station not on tracks.
Oh yeah, putting the plastic up there would make more sense, wouldn't it? That's a good point. I mean, this is mostly sort of just sketching out my plans largely to get an idea of what I'm doing. And yes, I could have used Factory Planner to work out the ratios, but that's no fun. Guesstimating is much more fun. Oh, modules, thank you. I keep forgetting those. There we go. That's going to help. That's going to help on the amount of the number I produce at least, especially as I'm input limited. To be honest, I think this is probably sufficient for the time being. Later on, we can tap off the plastic up here. We can bring the holmium cables, no holmium plates up from here as well. How fast is this running? I honestly can't tell. Actually, that's going fairly flat out, I think. But I could easily get in another 2 up here, and then have more of this going on up there. But I think this will do for now, especially as I don't actually need the solenoids just yet. And they are being produced at a respectable rate over there. It's not amazing, but it's respectable. So, let's take a copy of that. And then go out of blueprint mode, go back over to Norvis. Especially as I'm kind of in a hurry because I need to build the... I need to get the cables being made so we can stop getting bits of my factory destroyed out on Talos. So I'll put that there. We'll let all this get built. So, now let's try and work out what's what. So this is iron coming into this station. Which it, conveniently, already is. It's already programmed for iron. I approve of that. Iron ingot drop. There we go. Let's have that one. So a train will now turn up here. And conveniently, that'll be exactly what we need. Let's get rid of some of these excess belts for now, though. I don't think I certainly don't need these. And they're just going to cause a bit of a mess and a bit of a waste of stuff. This one is presumably plastic. Yes, this is the one that goes all the way around the outside. So this is plastic. So down here, we'll set this over from being that 20. Plastic stacks up to I think plastic stacks up to 200. So this should be a 32,000, 50,000. And this should be plastic divided by 32,000, and this should be called plastic drop. Where did I merge 2 lines and split back to 2? I'll have a look in a moment. Maybe it's to balance the stuff from the two, or maybe it's just because I wasn't thinking about it at the time. Plastic drop. There we go. Oh, you mean along here? I could have... Yeah, I suppose, yes, I could have this belt go to that machine and the other one go to the other one. All right, let's do that.
Okay, so I've now got, working, although not yet on a train, the three, what are they called? Iridium intermediaries that we've actually used to date. And
Okay.
I've now got a thing set up to make the heavy assemblies, which is the fourth. It does need immersium beams.
Immersium
So
beams. Ooh.
Yes. So I suspect it's a little way off being ready.
Okay. You may end up having to make your own immersium beams. I don't know, because I haven't seen them anywhere else.
No, right. So, I mean, I could just do it as an immersium plate drop and then convert to beam locally. That's
Yeah, so that's what I meant.
yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I can do that.
Because as I say, I don't. It's not something I'm aware of us having any of anywhere.
The other one it needs is big electric motors.
Those are being made on the bus, but not being taken anywhere else. So you might need, you'll need to put in a. You'll either need to make a factory that makes them, and then have them taken to the bus, or possibly siphon them off the bus. But siphoning them off the bus seems a little cheeky.
Yeah, I mean it's steel, green circuits, blue motors, and lube.
Yeah, so you need to make the blue motors as well.
Copper and iron.
Yeah. I mean, none
Yeah,
of this is rocket engineering, but because we've done rockets now, we've moved past them. We're on spaceship engineering, but yeah, there's a fair amount of stuff.
And I mean the other genuine question is, actually, I might as well look it up. What are heavy assemblies actually used for? How?
Yeah, because I don't think they're
Modulates, matter assemblers. What? Oh yeah. Matter assemblers are so late game. I don't know if I know that in Krastorio 2, the whole matter thing is kind of a dead zone. Like it's only really there if you're gonna do a mega base.
Okay. Are they Are they actually not needed for anything we're likely to want then? It's
So
entirely
in
possible.
K2, my understanding is that the matter concept is you can basically take anything and convert it to just matter.
Right,
And
right.
then
So you
you
can
use that
transform
to-
between different resources.
Yeah, so it's a sort of a fluid. It effectively behaves as a fluid. That you just turn your raw whatever into matter, and then you turn it directly into whatever it is. It's incredibly expensive to do in terms of power costs and so on. I believe it's quite inefficient, but it's easy. Does antimatter need them? That's
I don't know.
a good question. I don't know.
antimatter,
Planetary
right, okay.
teleportation.
Oh, plastic stacks to 100. Okay, I've got that wrong then. Yeah, you're right. It stacks to 100.
Yes, okay, so we need heavy assemblies for high temperature turbine generators,
Those are things we're going to want. Yeah.
black deep space splitters, dimensional
Okay.
anchors.
Specifically, just the black. Presumably, all of the deep space splitters, because I think they're all the same recipe.
It just says black.
Okay, interesting.
Oh,
I'm
one is it?
looking through here. I'm seeing some things which I recognise, which I know are spoilers, and some things which I do not recognise but suspect are spoilers.
Why are these different?
Yeah. Okay. So yes, they are needed for antimatter. So yes, we're going to need a fair whack of them. Not a horrendous quantity, I suspect, but actually, no. What numbers do they need in? 10 per engine. That's not huge. 2 for a thermal radiator. 2. Yeah. Skip the ones that I don't know what they are. Black deep space splitter. 1. High temperature turbine generator. 10. Yeah, we don't need them in huge quantities. So leeching them off the bus might genuinely be... It's horrible.
The
my
biggest problem
temptation
with that
is
is then going to be the initial sort of initial buffer filling. That's going to take a lot of them. Oh,
But as this is... So effectively, my understanding of how it's worked from this playthrough is that each tier of material science, if effectively has one intermediary associated with it.
Yeah.
Except it's more like when you get to tier 1, then tier N+1 has a thing. So it's like this one you only need once you've unlocked tier 4. So anyway, this is the top tier intermediary. Material science.
Not heavy assemblies, is though.
Heavy assemblies is the top tier one.
Oh right, I thought you didn't need heavy assemblies for. No, you've already got to tier 4.
Yeah, exactly. So what I'm saying is like you
Heavy
get tier 1
composites
math
is tier
science,
4.
and then you need one. Then you get to tier 2 and you need another one. Then tier
Yeah.
3 and a third one. Tier 4 and then you need the fourth one.
Yeah, but you've got to tier 4.
Tier 4 is heavy composites.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not heavy
So
assembly.
what I'm saying is to make tier 1 you don't need one, but to make tier 2 you need the one you unlocked at tier 1. Unlocked at tier 1. Sorry, I should say unlocked.
Oh, I see. Right.
So it's
Maybe.
So it's
Yes,
the one
tier 4
unlocked
unlocks another one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the equivalent is going to be for beryllium then, because I thought we've got everything, but maybe I might be wrong.
I don't know is the honest answer, and it might well be a different system for different materials and different sciences. I hope it is, as harsh as that sounds. I really do hope it was different.
Yeah, it is nice to have more further variety in these things.
Exactly.
Energy and Astro do have the probe launching for tier 4.
True, that is a thing
True,
that happens.
true.
Adds a
yeah.
variation.
Sorry, but the point I'm driving at there is because most of the stuff that you deal with at Mat 4, realistically, we're a little way off.
Yeah.
I think that if I stick a station in now, maybe boost the belt's production, the bus's production. I'm just looking for it. Boost the bus's production slightly. That's probably going to produce them by the time we need them. And then it runs to the buffers thing we were saying earlier.
Okay. And yeah, I think as you say, it doesn't sound like we're going to need an enormous number of them, so it might actually be okay.
Yeah, I do agree. It's horrible.
That, there, and that. Wait, what? Have I got that wrong? I have. That needs to
Good
stick.
news is that we can A, fit a station in quite neatly, and B, put a rather significant
Maybe saw
boost
that.
onto these. Yeah, yes, I did. Yeah, I can work. I can work this. I can work this. Leave it with me. I'll do it that way. Leave it with me. He says, scary words.
Oh, Astro has the lattice pressure vessel as a post tier 4 item apparently. That sounds vaguely familiar. What was the one I needed from over there? It was the girders. Girders. That's you. Where should I take them out?
I forget. Was it 500 hours I had in game? Or was it 250 hours I had in game when we started? I think it was 500 hours I had in game when we started this.
What Mike's trying to say is this is why he's a noob.
Yeah, basically, I'd never played space. Oh no, that's not true. I had started a space exploration run, but I hadn't got off Novice. I just got bored.
Because you didn't have us to play with. We make everything much more fun.
Yeah. Yep. Fun. Is that what I'm having? It's always nice to put a word on it. But no, joking and sarcasm. So yeah, exactly. It's always nice to play with friends. And Laurence.
Even when it's games you're playing. Ooh,
I
has that
know,
worked?
yeah.
I think that's worked. Yes, that has worked.
Yeah, I don't recognise.
Marc belts assemble.
Spend a lot of time sitting here going, "Ooh, what's that?"
Which is fair. I'm going to put in a full massive station area down here. On the sort of the probably false assumption that at some point in the future we're going to be doing more stuff down here than just these cables. So I'm going to put in an enormous number of stations and use 2 of them.
I did that on Kothar. It's like, right, 20 stations, because I'll probably use them. I used 3.
Yeah, and there is a distinct chance of that. But
yeah, I should say, for the record, I have since found reasons to use more. But it's been stretching it.
Lag. Sorry, I'm supposed to say before the lag happens, not after, aren't I?
Yeah. I love Hedro Pedro.
Actually, let's paste that in again, just in case. This should all go blue at this point, apart from... Yeah, there we go. Yes, it has indeed all gone blue. Excellent. Right, so we'll give the bots a few minutes to do that. In the meantime, let's get back to plans. Don't want any of that. Actually, that's not true. I wanted the beacon and the power for that. Oh well, let's start again. Beacon. Power. Put that there out of the way. Right, and you get all of the speed modules. Doomp, like that. Yeah, the blueprint manager is kind of handy. And yes, I haven't worried too much about the numbers in the stations. I'm going to go back and have a look at those once I've got an idea of what's going on over here. So now I'm going to put in some advanced assembly machines like this. Thump, there's one. And you are going to make me all that glorious cable I need. Where do we find the elevator cable? It's in here.
We
I
are
think we find
short
it in here.
of blue clouds in...
Yes, I have just sorted that out.
Boom, boom,
Okay,
boom,
perfect.
and coal. And you
We
also
weren't
get
requesting
these.
enough
That's the whole
rare
point.
metals.
Ah,
So the train was
okay.
just sitting there going, oh, we don't need
Yeah.
enough stuff, so I won't bother going yet.
And over here we are producing
That's why your ship isn't launching.
Yes.
those
That is why I noticed.
Okay.
Actually, no, I think it was a snowdrop ship that I
and those
noticed.
and those and bizarrely coal. It's very weird. Oh, actually, there's an alternative recipe, isn't there? But we can't do it yet. Yes, we have holmium cable, heavy girder, aeroframe pole, and coal. Alternatively, you can do superconductive cable, nanomaterial, and aeroframe pole, but we can't at the moment because we
Is
don't have
nanomaterial the
nanomaterial.
after tier 4 energy? Or that's the thing there that we're missing. No, that's just a different thing.
No, that's another thing that's made out of all of the intermediates. So actually, this would be another good thing to make down here. So this will be a worthwhile upgrade because this is the heavy composites, which Mike is. I didn't see whether he's making them or not. I assume he probably has done. We'll need the dynamic emitters. Is that an
That's
energy
presumably
thing? Yeah, that's holmium solenoids and quantum processors. So yeah, it's a late game energy thing by the looks of it. But it has to be made in space, so we need to bring those down. Vitalic epoxy is the bio thing, and then also particle stream, which is going to be fun. And this all needs to be made in... nanomaterial, sorry, needs to be made in space out of all of the intermediates, so we can't do that down on the ground. Yeah, getting people together to play games it can be quite challenging. The trick you found is if you spend lots and lots of time arguing about when you're going to do it in advance, then in theory you then schedule a specific time when you always play, and that way people tend to be a bit better at turning up. Occasionally one gets cancelled because someone else, the person has a show week or something like that. But generally, it's quite good because you have because you can then put it into your calendar, and it is every Monday we will all be here to play space exploration. Let's see how many belts of this we're making.
Monday and in future Thursday.
Yes, that's a
Maybe
good point. I should
notice.
mention that as well. Yes, so as Marcus hinted at, from the beginning of September, we should be moving all of the space exploration streams to Thursdays because things are happening in my life basically, and I'm going to have rehearsals on on Mondays. So I definitely don't need 2 belts of that. So yes, we shall be moving the streams. But they'll be carrying on as normal. In the first week of, as a sort of an apology, if you will, in the first week of September, we're going to have 2 streams, though. So there'll be one on Monday and one on Thursday to get everybody used to it. Now, how am I going to do this? I think this might actually be better done in the traditional way. So get rid of all of this. And do... this and this and that. Put that there instead, and like that, and then along here. This way, I can just copy and paste all these machines in, and it'll actually work. So. A superior inserter and a long superior inserter. Actually, long superior long filter inserters that we will hopefully have at some point in the distant future. And I'll just blacklist that one. We're not making superior long inserters. We were only making the filter sorts because reasons, as I say.
Are they getting made again?
I don't know. Mike was supposed to be getting them up and running again, but there's not going to be enough machines over there to really produce a decent rate of them. So it might be a struggle. Splittertron like that. There we go. And then cable belt across there, and then I can just grab at that bit. I said I can grab at that bit. There we go. And have several. And see how many we need, or see how many we can satisfy. Does this require a lot more coal than everything else? I didn't really look at the numbers. I know it's mostly aeroframe poles. Maybe we'll just have 3 and call it good enough, because I think that sort of rate of producing them is so much better than what we've got at the moment that I'm probably going to be actually going to be happy with that. Also, I've no idea what sort of rate of input we're going to get on all of these things. So I think I'm going to call that good enough. I'll take a copy of that. I'll put the beacon in separate. No, actually, let's keep the beacon, because the beacon and the pylon, because they can be used whatever the next build is. So now we can come back out, not to here, to Norvis, and then these stations are in a slightly weird place, but I mean, this will fit in here because, well, as we've been saying, K2 builds astonishingly tight, compact. So we'll put that there because that's going to cover. There's plenty of room around the beacon for everything. Then we have the inputs. So we have this one coming in from here, like this, and they're all functionally identical. I have so it doesn't actually matter which order they come in. So we'll also get rid of some of that. Have this come across here and down like that. These ones can run here. Let's run it in right next to this one and then rearrange all of these. Then this one can come down there like that. And then one of these stations can drop the coal off, because that's a nice easy way of getting that in. And but I need to tidy up along here again because the belts are doing weird stuff. Like that. There we go. And then, nope. That goes there. And then this is my coal belt coming in here like that. And those are my inputs. Boof. Easy as that. And then...
Laurence.
Yes.
Once you're setting up the stations, there's a train here. Having that pick up the elevator cable would be useful. It's
how is that?
Sushi train.
Oh, it's a sushi train. Okay. So it needs to have the elevated cable out of the station. Okay. Yeah. No problem.
So rather than on full, obviously on elevator cable equals amount, or greater than or equal to amount.
Yeah. Should I just pipe this? Yeah, let's just pipe these elevator cables down, all the way down to to a pickup station, because I can't be bothered to reprogram it to reprogram a station to be a drop-off. I can't be bothered to reprogram a drop-off station to be a pickup station. Is what I'm trying to say. Right, so that's all coming over now. Why do we not? Oh, we don't have any Holmium. There is no Holmium train. I think that might have. I think Tristan might have warned me about that. Oh, there's a Holmium train. It's half full.
Yeah, just grab it. Mike nicked the first load, and when I wasn't paying attention, Mike's station did.
Holmium cable.
When? What?
Holmium ingot drop. That one. Still.
You had a station requesting Holmium, and so it took the Holmium.
Where the hell is that train going?
I sense that you think it shouldn't have done.
I have not programmed the station properly. Where's that train? Here it is. Actually, don't do that, because I want to steal that. I don't want it to go to Marc's area. I want to steal it. So over here, I have a station called Limco. So it's kind of my fault. I didn't finish setting it up. That should be a Holmium ingot drop. Yes, yes, you should. Are all the rest of them programmed? No, this one's called Araxis, not rare metal. This should be rare metal drop. Yeah, we probably will end up vastly overproducing, but at the moment we're so underproducing that I'd rather go to the opposite extreme. It's raw rare metal ingot, drop that one. Marc Cool Dude Luther. Okay, well this is going to be Holmium cable pickup, which I don't think we have yet. No, we have Holmium cable drop, but not Holmium cable pickup. I wonder where needs Holmium cables.
The rockets. The elevator even.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Well, there is now a station for that. Then we have one called Ethereos, which
actually,
is that's one
for the Holmium ingot drop that Mark set up, that could be Holmium cable instead for the blue circuits. Although it probably doesn't really matter.
Okay. Well, if he's built it up to already make them on site, then
yeah. And it is using tier 3 productivity, so probably fine.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. A large part of this is just to make sure that we aren't making things in space in an inefficient way. Inefficient. Yes, those are words. Okay. So yeah, at the moment it is now time to wait for bots. And also Holmium, but let's look. We can summon the Holmium again now. So now to name the space station properly. Holmium, go to Holmium ingot drop. Yeah, now it's going to my one. Much better. While we're playing with trains, let's have a look and see how the Vulcanite system seems to be getting on. I'm pretty sure it was basically caught up on Norvis. Where is it? It's up here. Oh, it's up here. This is where we're. Oh no! I take it back. We have run out of Vulcanite again. Let's have a look up in Norbit. See what is it here that is the problem? Presumably it is. Agnea. Yeah, there is no Vulcanite. Agnea, why is there no Vulcanite? Agnea orbit. There is a spaceship here. It is not full, which is interesting. Less full than I would have expected. Has Agnea broken? That's the next question. No, there is a nice healthy supply coming through here. Maybe we're just ripping through the Vulcanite at such a rate that it just can't keep up, despite all of the extra, despite the amount of it we're shipping out. I mean,
So there are like 200 stacks per warehouse in the ship and 150 waiting to be unloaded. So we have 350 from one round trip basically saved up.
Sorry, where? Where is that?
In Agnea orbit.
Okay. Oh right, yeah. So yes, there's it's loading up nice and quickly. Basically, yeah. And actually, interestingly, yeah, the trains is fairly close to coming back up again. So oh right, it'll be the ship has just arrived and it's trying to empty the warehouses into the ship. That's what. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I was thinking, how on earth can this not be able to keep up with the rate the trains are bringing it up at? But no, if the ship's gone and then come back again, and now we're trying to pass over all the stuff that's in these warehouses, that makes perfect sense. Okay, cool. So. Yeah, that's 236 in there and 62 in there, so it's going to be at about 300 by the time it's all passed through. So, yeah, we're making about 2/3 of a ship worth of stuff in the travel time, which is, I think that's fairly respectable. It's not enough to keep everything satisfied because we have a voracious appetite for Vulcanite, which is an absolutely crazy appetite for it. But I think we're getting to the point where I think we're filling buffers. I say that with a little bit of optimism attached, but I'm yeah, cautiously optimistic, should we say. Let's not overfill this warehouse either. Oh no, okay, that's got sensible max on it. I approve of that. We're not making the solenoids because the rare metals haven't arrived. Why are there no rare metals? I did request some. Yeah, that seems to be programmed. You've got a train limit of 2. I think we might be short of rare metals, but I haven't actually looked at it yet. Haven't looked into it yet, rather.
We might be short of rare metal trains. We are not short of rare metals.
Okay. Oh, and here come the Holmium cables now. We've not got any of the inserters, any of the superior inserters.
Mike has stolen the rare metals train.
Get rid of all of those.
Alright. Ugh.
Mike, can't take you anywhere.
Fixed it. Because I copied and pasted the train blueprint, it's got the single warehouse design, which is good. That's better for UPS, but it has got the thing locked at less than a full train's worth of stuff.
That suggests that wherever you copied it from is broken. Then also broken.
It probably was, yes. I don't remember where I copied it from.
Oh, I need to program this coal station. That's another thing I haven't done yet.
In fact, you know what? Just go.
Are you sure? Because
Yeah.
there's more than 160 stacks in the warehouse.
I've just gone through and sorted it.
No, the issue is they're checking for how much beryllium they've got, and they don't have enough beryllium, so they're summoning another train.
Ooh, that's awkward.
The limit was fine. I'm sending away the heat shielding one as well,
Yeah, thank you.
and the Vulcanite one. Well,
There
you
is
need to fix them, otherwise they'll summon more.
Yeah. Fixing. Lube one's fine.
There is a coal train that is complaining about having no path to coal pickup prio. I'm guessing that is that due to there not being one that with the right priorities at the moment. Sorry, with not being one that's turned on properly at the moment.
No, that is probably a track break.
Okay.
I did find a signal on the wrong side of the track earlier, down here, which I fixed. There was one. Where was it? There. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm just tagging empty space.
Okay.
It,
Yeah, it's up here. There is a coal prios train in here that is giving it's giving a no path. Oh yeah, there's a lack of rail there. Let's fix that. I see what the problem is. And let's give it its signal.
All right, you put it in. I was looking
I've
and going,
literally
there's
just
a
put
ghost
that in.
there.
Yeah.
Why?
Spooky fixes. Yes, I looked at it and went, oh, that's a really obvious problem. I'll fix it while I'm here.
Yeah.
There's probably, I'm guessing, is that landfill? I'm guessing there's some landfill underneath there somewhere, although I can't quite see it. Clown is suggesting that using storehouses rather than warehouses might be better for the UPS. And yes, you're probably right. Occasionally we have lots and lots of belts going in, but not normally. So yes, probably using storehouses everywhere instead of warehouses would be better, but that's a more difficult fix, unfortunately. Audio video desync. That's unfortunate. It looks okay in OBS on my computer. I can't tell anywhere else, I'm afraid. I don't know whether it's just you or whether it's right. Okay, there's multiple people saying it's out of sync, so I'm happy to believe you all. I don't know what I can do about it because it looks okay here. I could turn the webcam off so you can't see it, and then you wouldn't know. But
I think you hit on the winning solution.
But I'm aware that's not exactly a fix. Why am I not getting a coal train? Give me a coal train. There are 2 trains that are heading to a coal drop, but I don't know if either of them is my coal drop. Oh, this one might be. This one looks like it. Yeah, and both Twitch and YouTube are saying it's out of sync. So yeah, I'm afraid it probably is. Yeah. Oh yes, you were saying I should. Was it Talos or Agné? You were saying there was a glitch on the. Let's have a look at both. On the battery pack reusings. Right, this one's fine because it's bringing them in by bot up to 50, and then any that are recharged will be passed back in there. So it must maybe it's Agné that I've got wrong. Agné. Okay, thank you. Let's have a look. Yes, I do remember. I remember you saying that earlier, and I didn't look because I'm. Oh yeah, you're right. That is bad. Let us.
Oh, yeah, the other problem, Tristan, is that the stations weren't actually cabled up to or several of them weren't cabled up to the thing, so they were just going to request ad nauseum because there's nothing coming in. It was saying, "I want this," so it didn't actually matter. Yeah, so okay, I fixed that as well. So it's going through saying they should all now be turned off.
The top one is the only one on.
Do I?
The very top one.
Yeah, which is the Mercian plate, which is expected.
Because it's not got any arriving yet. Yep. Okay. Fine. Cool. I called this one Mercian plate drop because I saw another station called Mercian plate drop. Saying, I can just take the Mercian plates and convert them to beams locally.
That seems
Yeah,
fair.
they're not provided anywhere, but yeah.
Okay, this I'll have to fix when I next come out. But yes, thank you for pointing that out to me. Much appreciated.
Okay.
Um,
And do
I'll
we want
put a
intermediates on
controller on the
trains
belt
or just?
Yes.
Okay.
Tristan,
Hello.
the junk train is stuck.
Marc, the filter belt is stuck.
Laurence,
The filter belt.
Donkey!
something stuck.
Have you tried working it out with a pencil?
I've sorted the filter belt.
Thank you.
So I knew what that was because I was adding in a junction in the middle of it.
Oh right, okay. TristanBrokeIt.com.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I did read it, Mitchell, and then I promptly forgot about it because that is what my memory is like.
Oh, Tristan, don't you have a like?
What's that sort of range?
Oh. There we go.
You need to like take care of everything. Purple chest, right?
Yes, I do. It's here. The problem is that's the adjustment I've just done. The
Okay.
splitter was a bit
Because
too high, and there
I
wasn't
sent
enough ground.
like meteor defense cannons and a lot of junk in the junk train.
Yes, that will be as long as it's one-offs. That's fine. They'll be
Yeah,
dealt
the
with by
first
bot.
spaceship will be quite full of that, and the next one probably as well, because I'm ripping up all the free power stuff and sending that over. But after that,
Makes
it's one-off.
What am I trying to apply to those? I might need a second one of these machines actually. That's not enough beryllium sticks.
Also, Tristan, I don't really approve of that design because everything is throughput limited by a green belt.
Except iron, rare metals, and sand. But yes.
Yeah.
There wasn't a huge amount of stuff, and it's just sort of expanded and expanded and expanded.
Yeah, with each planet.
No,
with
not that.
with things being added to it.
With people going,
Yeah,
oh,
but
by the
also
way, I'm going to chuck
the-
I'm going to chuck Pyroflux barrels in there and that sort of thing.
Yeah, but I think the normal throughput is also quite low.
Eventually.
We'll see.
Well, that's
It
broken,
was
that's
keeping up
successful.
happily until it actually jammed up.
It was keeping up happily until it wasn't.
Yep.
I need to use that more at work. Well, sir, it was working until it wasn't. Does anyone have any objection to me just using 1-2 trains rather than full 1-2-1-2? The intermediates, basically half size?
No.
Or
No
do we
objections.
think that's okay? Does anyone have a train that's half size?
You
And
can
that
make
was
one in the.
Sort of the point of the system.
Yeah.
The way we've done it is so that you can do things like that.
Exactly, and I figure given the quantities of these things we'll need, that having
Yeah.
a system which says you need to wait for 40 stacks. Not 40, the 160 stacks.
And it takes that
So
much
it's a-
away all at the same time.
Yeah, it's probably excessive.
Yeah, I could stick a compact beacon in there. That would fix it as well. But also just taking out the excess that's coming out along here will also work quite nicely. It's a little bit of a shame I haven't got a. In fact, let's. Oh, I don't know what rate these are coming out at. I might pull these off and put in a splitter here, and then loop the belts back round so we can get all of it flowing around this way when it's not needed for the for these things. But we'll see what happens from that modification first. Right, there are 403 of these available. How many do you need for in that train, Tristan? It was one row of stacks, wasn't it? So it's going to be 10 stacks,
Yes.
so 200. Okay, then we're good.
Put 3/4 of on the train. Put 3/4 and also in activity, so that if there's not quite enough. Then
Oh right, gotcha. No, I was thinking when shall I allow a train to come? At the
Oh no,
moment.
just always allow it.
No, all right.
Because we're not going to want them anywhere else.
True. Okay, right, that's that then.
What's it called?
And, Sangfried. No, Sangrifeld. It's about to be called elevator cable pickup, though.
Okay, that should rename it because that should be the only one with that name.
Oh, should rename the train. Okay, I thought you were saying you were doing it. Sorry, I stopped. Elevator cable pickup. Boosh. Yes, there is a train with this.
That closed the menu I had open.
Okay.
That's interesting.
But yeah, there is
how
easily there's like two trains. Well, two rows of them available now, so you can come and grab some.
How many do I?
200
How many is
is
going to fit in the train?
200 is one row.
Okay.
Which is not very many.
No, I might make this
Tweak the priorities around a little bit.
3 rows or something.
Yeah. There's a shortage at the moment because I'm waiting for bots to come out. And the bots have arrived and are starting to build things. So. Yeah, so how's this doing? Okay, so that is less than the full belt, which is what I was thinking. So I'm gonna do a little bit further rebuilding along here. I'm gonna take those two out. I'm gonna put that in there, and then that there, that there. So now we'll be able to take from 2 machines. So we'll have the steady flow coming out of this one and this one. If there is when there's a shortage, when there is a surplus of the aeroframe scaffolds, then they'll all flow down here to be made into cables. So it's just a little bit of a bonus to go on top of what's coming out from down here, or what is in theory coming out from down here, but apparently isn't at the moment.
Train is on its way.
Oh, that's running
It'll
very
take
slowly
three-
because it's not in the speed module.
It will take 3 rows of stuff, but it will happily leave if it's got at least 1 row.
Okay. Yeah, because there's 2 rows available at the moment, and there will be. Actually, there's more being made at a healthy rate now. I say healthy rate. I hope this is going to be sufficiently healthy. Oh, is it a 1-2 train that's coming in for this? It is a
Yes.
1-2 train. Okay, let's reverse these then. Because this stuff is valuable enough that I want to pull it back out of the off the belts.
It will
Well
probably
spotted,
shuttle back
Mitchell.
and forth a bunch of times.
Yeah. Even if we had an infinite supply of it, I suspect it would shuttle back and forth quite a lot of times because we're going to need a lot of these in space to satisfy the requirement. But we are now making them fully productivity moduled, so they are now as cheap as they're going to be until we get the new recipe. What's going on up here? We're still waiting for the bots for this bit, aren't we? Yeah. Okay. Where are the bots? Oh, actually, here come some. And another one. I expected slightly more than that, but what are you guys doing? Oh, you've got rail. You've got rail. There should be another one coming in with that. Oh no, no, there's the rail ones. That's somebody else's construction. I claim no knowledge of this. Oh, it's over here. What's happening over here? Is this you, Mike?
It's what, me?
This. Somebody's building something, and I'm curious as to what it is. Oh, it is
There's
you.
the station. I was just there going, you know what? There's nothing else going to be going there. Look how close to the water it is.
Yeah.
And to what extent do we really want to pave over that entire lake? I mean, I know that the answer is for somewhere it's going to be high. I want to pave over that. It's a lake. It's not paved over.
Yeah, I was just assuming you'd carry on with the column of stations approach like I've been doing, but no, that doesn't matter. I just saw it being built and was slightly curious because it seemed to be in a slightly weird place. Oh, you found a worm.
Yeah, I just figured I'd do it like that. He has. I'm going to go and kill it. Please don't lag me out.
I don't have any plans to create lag right now. This is ridiculous, though. This one is a bad example because most of these stations aren't actually required. But when you build up this massive column of stations and you have this tiny little construction area, and we saw this to an extent with our Industrial Revolution game because we were going very, very heavy on the towns on that one. The train has run out of fuel in Norvis orbit. Oh, it's been fixed.
Okay.
Worm's dead.
Hooray! Yeah, but this one, this is, yeah, it was happening to quite a great extent in Industrial Revolution, but we've because of the way we were playing and the sheer levels of towning we were doing, but it's happening even more here. I've just noticed that when I sit in the right place to be in the middle of the webcam view, I'm quite a long way off to the side of the camera. That's doesn't actually matter. Just feels weird. I've cropped it down to only show basically where my head tends to be when I'm sitting here gaming. So it's very, very off-center. The straight train does seem to be picking up picking up enough cables to keep it satisfied when it drops in like that. So that seems to be working.
That's full, is it?
Yes, it did fill up. It seems to have taken basically all of them, but doing
That's
doing
its
so
second
did fill
trip,
it
by
up.
the way.
Okay. Oh
At
right,
least.
so that's probably taken away all of the all of the spare ones that were made and available. However, an enormous flood of beryllium poles is on its way in now because the bots have finally made some of the extra bits I wanted them to do. So now we should have a nice healthy supply available.
The slight downside here is it doesn't seem to require meteorite ammo to go and get meteorite ammo quite as often. Although we've built up the buffer of that.
Are you sending it round on a trip to go to all 3 pickup stations?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh dear. Right.
And but it only leaves when one of them is empty.
Yeah. Still. Oh well. Never mind.
Yeah.
Did I say thank you to Rusty Poncho for subscribing? I don't think I did. Thank you for subscribing, Rusty Poncho. I acknowledge it was an hour ago, but I'm afraid I only just noticed. Sorry about that. I do. When I switched over my streaming machine, I've lost the loud noise that used to happen when somebody subscribed, and I'm not sure how to get it back without negating the whole point of everything I've done. So it is a bit unfortunate, I'm afraid. Means I can't tell when things are happening. Oh, my streaming computer is running so slowly that it took it several seconds to actually bring up the task manager so I could see how its CPU performance was going. It seems to be. I mean, it's not running too highly, but it is rather hot, and I'm wondering if that's related to why the audio and video are slightly out of sync because the computer just can't hack, streaming.
It's not entirely impossible, especially if you're sending the footage in one resolution or sending the video in one resolution to the capture card and then streaming it out at a different resolution. There's actually quite a lot of processing that happens there.
I have to admit, I'm not 100% certain. The capture card is definitely getting it at a different resolution than what I'm streaming it at, but I'm not sure whether it's being downsampled to 1080 in the capture card or in the computer.
In the computer, probably. My understanding, it's years since I looked, but from memory, my understanding is that the capture card basically just acts like a monitor. It doesn't do much in the way of processing.
You're probably right because it was only about 15 quid or something. So you probably can't get a huge amount of processing for about 15 quid. So yeah, this is a 13th generation i5. It's an i5 13500T, and I suspect T means a sort of the laptop version of it. But when I looked up the speed of it on CPU Benchmark, it was apparently pretty quick. But yeah, it seems to be struggling, or at least it's getting quite toasty. Although CPU's running at about half utilization, as I say, it's getting a little bit toasty from running this stream, and that is basically all it's doing, which is a little bit disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, in that case, the other questions are things like,
well, that's a good point.
is it being properly cooled? Is it,
It's a mini computer, so probably not. It's probably suffering a bit from cooling. That's a very good point. Who said that? Regular. Yeah, it's a good point. If I upgrade these belts along here, and that one, and those two, and that one to green, then yes, we'll get a bit more of all of the inputs flowing in, and then these machines will run a bit faster. That's an excellent idea. Thank you for suggesting it. The outputs obviously don't need to be accelerated at all because they're full. Right. What's next? I feel like I've got to the point. Right. I think that the what's next is largely going to be getting Talos up and working again. So let's have a look in Norvis orbit, see how much cable has made it over to the that spaceship. There's no spaceship there, of course. There's a decent chunk of cryonite here, so it's probably worth sending the Talos ship back over, at the very least, to get this enormous quantity of cable that is sitting here waiting for it. I get the impression, looking at this, that the cable is still being brought over by bot. which makes me sad. But I guess
Yeah,
we haven't had the
presumably
train
the-
bringing it up yet.
Yeah.
Talos orbit, right? What's in this ship?
35 out of 50
Oh,
stacks in the train.
balls! Why's that happened? Why is the elevator cable made it round to here? I don't understand. So these... Oh, I didn't reprogram these to not do elevator cable. Damn it. Yeah, this needs to be switched over to the more modern and improved, the new and improved version. And I somehow need to pass the elevator cable all the way through. There's not a huge amount of elevator cable in here. Who's blowing in the microphone? Oh, and there's not enough anything here. Right, okay. So what I should probably be doing... Where am I? I'm in Norvis orbit. Okay, what I should be doing is trying to acquire massive quantities of elevator cable in my personal ship and then transport that over to Talos, Talorbit by myself. Massive quantities is about 1,400, so that's 7 train loads at the amount Tristan's putting in these trains. This is not where I meant to go. I meant to go over here.
You can have a look at how much is in my spaceship because I don't need it. Oh no, I think I might have left.
Your
Can't
spaceship is not here.
Okay.
Check mine out because mine was just sort of stacking up merrily for later.
The train is also nearly ready to head up with 1600.
No, you've got various other things, but no space elevator cable by the looks of it, Mike. Unfortunately.
Really? Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
That's an oversight.
Yeah. I have a load of stuff, but none of it's stuff I actually want. For this, at least.
Train is on its way with 1800 if you want to grab some from that.
Where is the train going to?
The spaceport.
Right, okay. I think I'll just fly over there in my spaceship because it'll be a lot easier to transfer it. Launch. Dock. What's up, Doc? Doc, 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 doc. Oh, I could land in the where it originally came from down here. No, it's a perfect landing spot for it here. Blunk. Right. What's in my inventory? Lots of nonsense. Of course there is. Right, so from here I want to take all of all of that. What? No, not all of that. All of that. Oh, they just look too similar. That's the problem.
My spaceship doesn't actually have any in anyway.
Tease. Right, how much have I got now? 720, 1200. So that's still not enough. Oh, the Talos ship has left. That's interesting. No, it hasn't. Yes, it has.
Talos ship is
Oh,
longer.
Talos ship is yeah. No, Talos ship is the one that's is in Talos orbit at the moment. I think because it's waiting for it to be worth it coming out here. Right. So that's full. Yeah. So I need to wait for that train to come up again, and then I can grab a massive quantity of elevator cable outfit again, and then it'll be worth going. Okay. This is a silly... What's the name? Let's go and hide in the spaceship at least, so I don't need to worry about running out of life support cans. Not that I did that while I was building all of that stuff earlier. I just sort of ignored the fact that I was using up life support systems. I do want to get back out and get Talos up and working again. But I can't do anything until there's enough elevator cable. So I just need to wait for that to carry on being generated down here. 1600 in the station now. So we are generating it faster than it's being taken away. Here's the train to take it away again. Did you say the train was picking up three rows of it? Oh yes, it is. Excellent. Fills up so quickly with that as well because it only stacks to 20. Going, so it's doing spaceship extras, elevator cable, meteor ammo.
Okay, that's the 4 intermediaries done. They are all producing, apart from the one which requires a Mercian plate.
Nice. Ah, yes. Nice one. Oh, you didn't.
And the
You
heavy
didn't get around
goods
to feeding
are
the
back up.
iridium into the into the area on the bus onto the bus then.
No, I can do that now.
Thank you. Actually, here's a thought. So over here, all of that iridium is being turned into bearings.
Yep.
So it might be worth just bringing the bearings over. The iridium is literally the iridium beams that are being made here are just being turned into bearings, and there's no prod
There's
mods
no
over
reason we
here.
can't-
So
no reason we can't summon the
yeah,
bearings train.
I think that's a better idea. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. I'm on my way over.
There you go. I shall lay a belt because I'm sitting here looking at it and trying to work out how far down it needs to come before there's actually going to be room for it. Wow.
Well, I'd take it right up to the top and then bring,
Oh, load it in at the end. Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, that works.
'cause otherwise, you're going to have
A huge amount of resource just tied up on the belt.
several
Yeah, that's
hundred
fair.
of them. Yeah, and it's again, they are cheap.
They're not that cheap.
But yeah, I mean, well, it's still come. Actually, no, in fairness, they don't come predominantly from coal mining anymore because the coal mines just can't keep up.
All right. Which way should I?
Yeah, that is that. I was looking earlier. That's the limiting factor on Kothar now. It's how fast I can mine the immersite.
Do you mean immersite? Do you mean iridite?
Iridite, sorry, iridite. Iridium, let's call it that. Yes, my
Yeah.
iridium mines are the rate determining step, I believe, is the chemical expression.
The goodness sake was not at you.
I'm used to it by now.
I was trying to adjust my webcam and I kept moving it tiny amounts and it wasn't enough, and then I've moved it quite a lot more and now it is about right. Yeah, I found the same sort of thing on Agnea, that I had lots and lots of I was doing lots and lots of core, well, a certain amount of core mining, and it just wasn't remotely enough. And so I've had to, most of it I suspect is now coming in from the Vulcanite mines rather than the core mine, but c'est la vie.
It happens.
I'm still churning through decent quantities of the. Actually, I could. This could take an upgrade. Yeah, I think the next thing for me to do once I've got Talos fixed is going to be to come over here and upgrade all of this to run off blue belts and more machines and better modules and so on, and then probably pull out most of the delivery cannons that are shipping the Vulcanite out. The only one that needs to remain is the one that's sending the enriched Vulcanite to Kothar, because I haven't. I'm not putting that onto the spaceship yet, but maybe I should. Maybe I should do that as well. Actually, where's this one going to? Okay, we are also delivery cannoning Vulcanite to Kothar, Mike. Are you? Is that something you're aware of wanting to fix?
I'm aware of it. It can be turned off.
Okay.
As long as there's the Vulcanite cubes, as long as there's a spaceship load, which I think there is now.
Yeah, it's being sent. It's certainly being sent out to the spaceship area.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
and I believe I see guards. That's fine.
Thanks for joining us, Chloe. I hope you've enjoyed. I'm glad you've enjoyed it, and yeah, we'll catch you another time. And welcome, Oliver. Yes, we've probably got about another hour or so of the stream left. So yeah, you've caught a decent amount of it. So you're encouraging me to turn that delivery cannon off, are you?
I am, yes.
Okay, I've literally just turned it off by hitting the off button on it, because that seems like an easy way to turn it back on again, should that turn out to be the wrong thing. Looking along here, there is one for Njord, but that's been deactivated by rotating the inserter, which actually is probably a better idea because it saves the Vulcanite that's being loaded in. Let's send one more then, because there's a couple of stacks in there. Oh no, it's not a stack. Let's send one more stack and then turn it off. And don't need to turn it off there then. So that one's been deactivated. This one is for Talos. I don't think I need that, so I'll deactivate that one as well. This one is for Norbit. And there is actually no delivery cannon where it's pointed at, so I'll definitely deactivate that one. In fact, it is deactivated, so I don't not worry about that one. This one is going to Bigrid. So that's Mark. Do you still require Vulcanite by delivery cannon?
On Big Red, no, the first shipload has arrived.
Excellent.
So
that's no longer
not.
required. and this one is Norbit. There is still a chest there, but if it doesn't, I think Norbit. I'm going to say if it's, I'm happy to say that Norbit ones can have it unplugged, and when something stops working, someone needs to go in there and fix it. So right, in that case, all of our delivery cannons are now unnecessary for Vulcanite. So that means I can cut off their supply and not feel remotely guilty about it. I'm not going to do that just yet because I'm not ready. But it means that when I come back out here to finish off modernising the core processing, I can just turn that off completely.
Don't you just feed their supply into the warehouse?
No, because I'll be pulling all of the infrastructure up around there, and oh, I see what you mean. For now, yes, it would make sense to just sort of feed that into the warehouse. Yes. Yeah, all right. Let's do that again if I have enough belts for this. Can't see what I'm doing. There's a meteor defense gun in the way. Yeah, so let's just that's an excellent point. We should send that off over this way, because that way we can feed it. We can actually start doing the core. We can use the core chunk processing a bit more effectively, a bit more thoroughly. Can we have this splitter, please? I kind of need that splitter. Come on, there must be one more blue splitter somewhere. Yes, Levin, I've been told that the sound is out of sync. It may well be because the computer I'm using as a stream machine is crap. It is not capable of keeping up or something like that. I'm not sure exactly what the problem is, but yeah, you're not the first person to say, hey, this is out of sync, I'm afraid. So yes, it sounds like it is. Okay, apparently I do not have any more blue splitters. That's annoying, and I don't see any spare ones when I'm sort of panning around like this. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I guess just put that piece of belt back in again, and just do that, and have it feed straight through and have it side load, which is rubbish, but is the best I can do right now. So we'll feed. Yeah, we'll need to get rid of this backlog along here. This is going to be a bit terrible. I can't put in a red splitter because that'll slow this belt down too much. I don't like that. There are gaps along here, but not enough of them. There's a random piece of red belt there. I guess that's just going to be another thing I'll have to fix when I come out here. But still, it still bothers me a little bit to be putting in to be limiting the throughput like that. I just need to find a blue splitter somewhere where it's not actually needed, where I could have got away with a much slower one. Actually, here might do. I could downgrade that one because there's not very much sulphur flowing through there, and then I can put that blue splitter in down here. Because yeah, this is silly. There's loads of space on this belt. Bring me that blue splitter. Yeah, it's not the end of the world, I guess, but it probably makes it'll make it look a little bit weird if you're watching me and watching my face and listening to me talking. When I'm gesturing and stuff, assuming it's not too far out of sync, which I'm hoping it's not. It shouldn't be too bad, but yeah. It shouldn't be too bad when I'm talking about things, but yeah, it's certainly not ideal. Come on, bots. This is the problem with doing things remotely like this. It takes the bots a while to do things. Where if I've been doing it in person, I'd have dropped the inserter and pulled the belt out in sort of a fraction of a second. But because we have to wait for the bot to bring the splitter all the way over to here somewhere in storage, and then bring it all the way back out again, it's taking a little while. There we go. Right, so now we can flow some of this Vulcanite out, and we can get this system up here running a bit more constantly. And we're still hopefully be capable of, we're still capable of dumping out all of the resources from along here, I think. Yeah, this belt is getting the backlog on this belt is getting shorter quite quickly. Down here, the train is filling up nicely. Yeah, 38. 38 out of 50. Up in orbit. The spaceship's probably filling up quite nicely as well. 241, so it's less than half full, but it's, you know, getting there. Right. Okay, that's that. I need to head back over here and try and see if we've got any more elevator cables up yet. So it goes into there, and there isn't any in here at the moment. I don't know where that means. Whether that means it's gone. Whether a train has come up and it's all gone, or I don't know. Here's the train. Give me that. I said, give me that. No, not N, J. Fly, not map. Put all that in there. If I had a bit less, not rubbish in my inventory, that'd make this a little bit. I'd be able to grab more of this at a time. But yeah, take what I can get. Any more? No. In fact, I suppose I could get rid of some of the rubbish in my inventory by just chucking it into these unloading stations up here, because they'll happily take stone, and they won't take raw rare metals. They will take sand, and they'll take coal. They won't take sulphur. Okay, that'll do.
Why won't they take raw rare metals?
Well, they're not. I thought they only took cooked rare metals. Oh no, it's raw rare metals, isn't it? Yeah, it is raw rare metals. Never mind. Oh well. I didn't have all that much of it. So 720. Another 720, that's 1400. Yeah, that's enough. Right, let's go back to Talos and get Talos working again. Talos. No, not actually Talos. Talos orbit. Landing on Talos would have been extremely bad because I'd never got the spaceship off the ground again. Right. Okay, so good. Now this means we can get that up and working again. Then we have some cryonite available and a little bit of. Let's give the Talos train a poke, because it can then it can come up and get some of that cryonite that's waiting for it. So in here, how has it got no path? What are you complaining about, silly train? Talos up?
The elevator's down.
Oh, the elevator. Of course it is. No, idiot. Yeah, that was obvious and dumb. 3 minutes away at current speed. Talos is a long way out. I noticed the spaceship flies at the amount of the percentage of electricity that's in one of these things. I think I might need to put a multiplier in there and tell it to fly at the amount of electricity times 1.5, because I suspect it could go a little bit faster than this.
Book it up into a second one.
Sorry?
Book
Oh,
it into a second one.
that makes
and
sense.
It'll be double.
That makes a lot of sense.
The warranty you have from Marc that meteorites won't hit it will be void.
That's true.
Also, I'm not sure if there is, surface area enough not built with that setup. I don't know if you can from the hull stress place 2 tiles more.
Oh no, Tristan meant if I hook it up to a second accumulator, then we'll get.
Oh yeah.
No, we won't.
Yeah.
We don't seem to actually. That's odd.
Is it set up with
it's
the
not
right
probably not
output?
set to recharge level. Ah, yeah, the other one's set to read it out as an A, not as a speed. Speed. There we go. Right, and now we accelerate to the glorious speeds of 102, 103.
It's Talos ship or which?
Warning,
No,
going
this is the
off.
blue.
Spaceship's receiving damage.
It's alright, I'm on the ship and keeping and sort of watching out to see what happens. And to be honest, I've only gone up to the speed of 107, 108, so it's gradually accelerating, and the battery hasn't the batteries haven't started to discharge yet, so we are just trying. We're still aiming for 200. Did I bring any repair packs with me? Just in case, you know. No, I didn't. Or any spare spaceship walls. I shall keep a careful eye on
Mine has
this.
been running on 200 for a while, actually, having looked at it.
Okay.
So
110.
probably fine.
It's accelerating fairly slowly, but it is getting faster and faster. 111. This is like trying to get an MX-5 above 120 miles an hour. or specifically my old MX-5. The new one might do a bit better because it's got quite a bit more power and weighs about the same, and is newer, which might mean it's got more of its power. Yeah, and after all this extra acceleration, I've got to 111.2. I could. I can't. Well, yes and no. I mean, I could type in numbers here, but it would ignore those because it's currently being controlled by circuit conditions. Because down here we are feeding the amount of power in the accumulators into here as a circuit signal, and the idea is that this means that the ship will always make sure that there's power in the batteries. Because if the batteries start to discharge, then the ship will slow down. And in theory, if the power is at 100%, and you're only running off one of them, then it'll run at 100. Then the engines will aim for a speed of 100. If you drop down to 50%, then the speed will drop down to 50. As it is, I've said 200. So if these drop down to half charge, then the engines will cut out, allowing the batteries to keep their charge in them and allowing the lasers to keep firing. So the only real risk, I think, in this is if the ship goes so fast that the lasers can't shoot the rocks down quickly enough because there aren't enough of them. That's the point where it might be a bit risky, but fingers crossed it'll all be fine. The fact that we've only gained about 10% speed from that makes me think that it's down to the amount of engine power we have available, and so it's probably going to be absolutely fine. But yeah, as you might notice, we're pulling a little bit more power out of these than at least when the lasers fire. So, and if we flew all the way out to Snowdrop, then the ship would slow down quite a lot because we wouldn't be getting as much power out of the solar panels. As it is, we're still getting plus 432% out of them, so it's a pretty good amount of juice coming from those. Oh, and we've got there anyway. So Talos orbit. I would like to anchor. I guess I'll do it up here because it's sort of out of the way. Actually, let's anchor over here, because then I can chuck everything into the space. Ooh. I don't know if the spaceship is in I don't know if the spaceship is in loading or unloading mode. It must be in unloading mode because it's full of sulphur and cryonite and stuff. So if I take a load of these out of here and put them into here, then they should. Yes, they'll come out here, go down into here, and now they're going down that belt. Excellent. So the system seems to be working. Let's just dump these into here, like that. Any more? No, that seems to be the whole lot. Excellent. So now we've got a flood of space elevator cables pouring down here. These belts are getting built. Maybe they're not getting built. Maybe I need to go over and do that myself. Do I have space belts? I do. Excellent. Because it just occurred to me I'd forgotten to check that. So let's build these up. There we go. And you know what? I'm going to make that a stack inserter. Because I want to get this elevator up and running as quickly as possible, so I can get everything else up and running as quickly as possible. There we go. Okay, so it's loading in now. We've got to 439, 443.
First train of heavy bearings is heading to the boss.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
You're right.
Alright, so yeah, we're getting through about 5 cables a minute over here, which is not a huge number, but it is definitely a number. We need some. Oh, I wonder actually. Let's have a look at the production stats. Elevator cable, yes, that one. Over the last hour, maybe? Okay, so in the last hour, we've made 9,000 elevator cables, and we've used 1,500. However, we have stopped making elevator cables. I wonder what's run out. I suspect it's going to be Holmium, but I'm not sure. What's getting destroyed? Big Rid. Mark, are you aware that Big Rid is getting wrecked?
Nope.
Mark, Big Rid is getting wrecked.
You're
That
shooting
looks like a yeah.
stuff. The Vulcanite is still coming down here.
Oh, okay, okay. I'll turn that off.
Oh no, that's my problem. I only removed the receiver, but not the signal.
Oh right. Oh, it's this one here. I presume.
I just assumed you disabled the cannon.
I have now. It is just fired. Would you like one more?
Sure.
No, there's no point. There's no point.
I'll even stand there.
No, it's all right. I should be vaguely sensible. Yeah, when I rip all of this out, then it's going to get the Vulcanite is going to get passed back out into the system anyway. So, right. Good. I'm glad that's now sorted. I had a thought. Oh yes, I was looking at Norvis, trying to find out why there wasn't any elevator cable. That's Mike's area down here. Yes, we've run out of Holmium, so it's a Tristan problem, I'm afraid.
Okay.
I do. Oh, I've also stolen a coal train. Presumably because I'm being too greedy and asking for too much. Oh yes, coal is only stacks of 50, so that should actually be 8,000. No, sure, 10,000. Yeah, there's room for that. And then this is divided by 8. Yeah, that's okay. I was asking for 16,000 and that didn't quite fit. So I'll... about that much. Should be alright. Yeah, the train is now coming around to try and get some cables and is not getting any. So it's just going to end up shuttling backwards and forwards forever, I'm afraid.
Tristan.
Are you still on Norvis?
Yes.
Could you head over here, please, and put some battery packs into that train, please?
I will see if I can grab some battery packs out of the warehouses of shame.
No, you'll grab them out of the locomotive at the back of the train.
Will I?
There's unlikely to be any in the warehouse of shame.
Want to bet?
No, but there really shouldn't be.
Not gonna lie, mate. There are a lot of things that really shouldn't be in the warehouses of shame. There's a reason we have 8 of them.
Yeah.
It's something we very, very briefly started talking about before the stream started. Just to pull back the curtain, I am acutely aware that I'm the least experienced out of the 4 of us, so I started playing my own space exploration 0.6 run.
How full are your warehouses?
Just so I get through it faster. I haven't got one yet.
Okay.
I haven't got a single item that's not exactly where I put it.
Yeah, but you haven't
I
got.
know that's true, but
you haven't got as far as box yet, though, have you?
no.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
also fully acknowledge that that's the point at where chucking in the logistics system just becomes a thing that happens. However, we filled up our first warehouse of shame before we had bots.
It's not just that it's a thing that happens. It's more that it's not more that it's not that it suddenly becomes a thing that you do. It's more that it becomes that once you get to that point, once you have bots, it will sort of happen to a certain. I'm not going to say inevitability, but when you deconstruct things with bots, it's going to
exactly. You say deconstruct this belt, but that's where even with there's a Mercian beams in the warehouses of shame. Tech cards of several different generations.
Yeah, and I have a couple of times gone round. Are these the ones in space or the ones on the ground?
On Novus, the original.
Okay.
What used to be a chest of shame is now multiple warehouses of shame. Yeah, no, I completely agree that that's the thing that happens. However, in our Industrial Revolution 2 run, I will proffer that I was not a significant contributor to that because I think Tristan does the same thing. Disable the belts and let them drain first.
I do that to
any remainder.
Yeah, I do generally do that. The problem is that most of the things I build have multiple inputs. So if you disable one of the inputs and to let it drain, then yes, you'll drain out all of that one particular thing. Yeah. But and then then everything else will have 3/4 of a belt left on it or something, or 3/4 full belt.
Discharged power packs in this one, which I'll take with me anyway.
But yeah, I have gone through and emptied the space warehouses of shame a couple of times. I haven't done the ones on Norvis. I haven't been on Norvis for a very long time, so I haven't had a chance.
Like many things, it's if you keep on top of it, then it's a couple of extra seconds here and there. If you let it build up, then I mean, just tackling this 8 right now, it's taking me couple of minutes just to look through them all and see what there is.
That's what logistic requests are for.
Yeah, in theory,
Yeah,
most of the stuff, most of the
but I don't
valuable
want-
stuff in that should be pulled out by blue chests, just to take it out of the system. However, that tends to only be the case for intermediaries, at least in the way we've got it set up. So yeah, tech cards and things like that won't get pulled out because they're not.
Well, there was
But they could
a
be.
couple of thousand underground pipes in one of
Alright.
them.
That's the sort of thing that should naturally get used up as we build more stuff. I suspect what's probably happened there, that'll be from the from the free power being pulled up.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, slightly different. Okay, sorry. Which train was it, Tristan? Was it?
The one with the flashing "I don't have fuel" symbol sitting in the station.
You assume that I have eyes or a familiarity with the thing?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And I'm going to put the discharged ones in. I can't put discharge packs in there, can I? Oh, I can. Excellent.
In the output.
In the back.
thing.
Yeah, in the back of it. I've done that. Cool. That's
The one
now.
at the top has more space if you need it.
I've done that. Thanks.
Okay.
Cool. It's on manual. Oh no, you just hit it automatic. Thank you.
Don't have any constant combinators.
I'm confused why it's not leaving though.
Oh, someone hit. No, there isn't.
Did you put the fuel
Yes,
in
there is.
wrong or something? You put it in backwards.
Mike, did you put the wrong type of fuel in?
It's the charged power packs have gone in the left and the discharged
Yeah,
in the right.
It all looks right, but I've clicked go up to Norvis and it's just sitting at the station.
Hang on. Therewith.
Oh, it's going. Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah,
you
that's
just moved
me.
it.
I got it and moved it an inch.
Just to make
Has
sure
it got a
that just to make sure that it wasn't broken. You mean?
It's plotted a path. Looking at it.
Sulphur.
Yeah.
Cyanide. Okay.
Why
If
did
it
not
went and
go?
stopped at the signal, then I go, okay, there's something in the way. But
We're still getting a out of fuel error for the train.
Melon, out of fuel error. Reboot universe, redo from start.
both front and back have fuel.
Yep.
Okay, so we've got enough Vulcanite.
Could you nudge it back behind the
And the other
station?
fuel.
Yeah, I'm just emptying and refueling both sides to
Okay.
see if that makes a difference. Yeah, let's drive it backwards. I'm just aware
That's
that if I'm not careful, it's going to empty the.
Oh yeah.
It can't. All four
good
stops
idea.
inaccessible from current position. It says. Because the one in front of it. I'm just going to cheat. Okay.
There we go. Maybe.
Train limit. There we go. Yeah, I fixed it.
Good idea, Doopy. Thank you.
I want to train and it's driving me off without. Bye, guys.
Driving off
See
with
later.
you mean?
Yeah. Sorry, I jumped out of a moving train. I want an award.
There is
Well done. You
there's a-
didn't get run over.
yeah, that's good. That's quite good. There is a achieve that involves trains.
Yeah.
There are several achievements involving trains.
Yeah,
I
other
think I
than
might not have that one.
there's the Gollum one is the one I'm referring to.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not
do I have that one? Let's have a look. Everyone briefly pauses to check their Steam achievements.
I remember getting it, or at least I remember. I remember getting it because it was easier than I expected it to be.
Oh yeah, in vanilla with a full set of power armor, it's really not that hard.
Yeah, I was mildly surprised.
I have
What's
90
it
out
doing?
of
Oh, yes.
500 apparently.
90. That's not
That's
very
the
hard hit.
most damage I've
So-
taken in one hit apparently.
That's not. That's because you never played without mods though, isn't
Yeah.
it? Basically.
Yeah,
Barely, yeah.
I achieved this in 2016.
Right, how many cables should I request? So, it's 20 per stack. So for every 200 of them is a row. 2,000 of them, 2,000 seems like a reasonable number, I think, because they are all going to just end up in this bottom warehouse here. Let's say 1,000 because it's probably going to get doubled because there'll be might get. I'm not sure if it gets doubled or not. Let's say 1,500. Split the difference. Okay, there we go. So now back in Norvis orbit, we should see up here. I don't know whether it's going to be pouring them in. It is pouring them in. Excellent. So So we're filling up these warehouses with the stuff that we want. Now this is actually slightly foolish because we're going to be stopping using this spaceship at some point, I think, and we're building a new one. But actually, it does kind of basically work. So I think at the moment it's okay. So I'll just leave it. Yeah. So now we go. There we go. We're filling this up till we've got. It'll be about 1,500. What's quite pleasing actually is that I was going to say we have enough cable to do that, but no, we don't. There's the end of the line. We've taken it all, and we've got up to 1,100. That's not too shabby. The cryonite is flowing in at a nice healthy rate as well. I approve of that. Although there's the end of the stream of that as well. Because the snowdrop train, snowdrop spaceship has been in fairly recently, as you can tell by the huge quantity of stuff here that's waiting to be taken away from that one. Whereas all the rest of them are a little bit tidier and a little bit emptier. Like this one over here, for example, only has 105 stacks worth of stuff in it, so it's not been taken away. I see Marc has sent an enormous quantity of wood over. I hope that's not going to upset anyone.
That's. I have not been told about that. That is going to be botted.
Can we just set fire to it all? It's kind of horrible.
We have overfilled on stone, and we're not processing it into landfill fast enough.
Stone feels like one of those things. We were short of stone not all that long ago.
We're always either short of stone or backed up on stone. I don't.
It's true. There's never a happy medium, is there?
Yeah. Tristan, we're out of stations here. Fortunately,
If only there were some stations you could copy paste.
Yeah, well, I don't want to anymore. I fitted my 4 in, so it's now someone else's problem.
Yeah, if you go via blueprint, then you can just copy paste straight across without having to worry about worrying about naming the stations.
Yeah, more sensibly, is there a blueprint for those?
I don't think so.
Not that I'm aware of, because I made them and I didn't make a blueprint of them. I don't think, because I don't tend to make blueprints. I tend to just copy and paste, much to various people's disgust.
I'm going to remove one track at the top for the moment, so that it doesn't accidentally summon the gird train. And just fill random warehouses with stuff that you don't want.
Yeah.
Did you copy paste or did you go via blueprint?
Yeah, I didn't go via blueprint, which I should have done.
Oh yes, they're
I'm
all
disgusted by your behaviour, Tristan.
How are you getting on? Right, still a cryonite problem, but it is ticking away at a certain rate. We're still shipping beryllium out by delivery cannon as well to Norbit and Norbit and Norbit and nowhere. I should probably deactivate these because it is in theory coming over by spaceship as well now. Still a bit of a shortage of it actually. I'm impressed we've managed, despite the lack of cryonite, we've also managed to get a lack of beryllium as well, or beryl technically. This stuff is beryl. This stuff here is beryllium. There's a subtle difference between the two. Several stages of cooking specifically. Anyway, that's. I'm not sure what the next thing for me to do is. So I've got Talos orbit. I think is now functional.
I was going to say I too have run low on things to do.
Oh, it's because the power has kicked back in here now. We've got a spaceport up and running. How is the Vulcanite product? Let's have a look at the production and consumption graphs for Vulcanite because that's always fun. So that one and that one over the last hour, should we say? We produced 210,000. We've used 72,000. So that suggests that we are producing enough Vulcanite at this point by a factor of about 2.5. Or actually, no, a factor of damn close to 3. There's a massive surge in Vulcanite consumption here. I'm not sure what caused that, but there was a massive surge in it.
It's probably when a spaceship full of the stuff arrived somewhere it was unusable.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe a load of Pyroflux got used up, and then so a train went out, and suddenly that system kicked in. Could be something like that. Yeah, because there are quite a lot of spikes up to that sort of that 3.2 thousand per minute.
Someone sent flat batteries down into the dump system.
Were they ones that pulled out the train whilst we're trying to get it to work?
Oh, possibly. Should probably
Yeah,
put
so
a
I-
request.
Alright, I'm going to
Yeah,
head
my-
back to
my-
now. If I've got the
My
fuel,
concern
then
was
I
that was going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't know really what sensibly could have been done about that.
Blip.
Would have reversed substantially further into the junction, but doesn't really
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah, well.
As long as it's a known thing and it wasn't them being brought down from space.
It was not caused by complete stupidity.
Oh, I see.
Partial stupidity, maybe. Complete, no.
It was caused by the train being weird and not behaving.
Yeah, I don't know what would happen there. Which concerns me because I don't know what would happen again.
100 is 2 stacks. 1,020. Yeah, 5,000's okay. Need to get rid of some of that sulphur because it's stopping the train unload. It's stopping the cryonite and the vulcanite getting out, which we actually want. I almost want to put in another warehouse down here somewhere to hold the sulphur because there's so bloomin' much of it. But at least just pulling it through from here a little bit will help. 1, 2, 3. Well, not very much. Oh, there we go. I can do that. If I sort the warehouse, the sulphur goes to the top, so it'll come out last. That's such a dirty hacks, but never mind. At least it gets all that cryonite, that juicy, juicy cryonite out that we so desperately need in order to produce all of the other. Ooh, I know it's still going. So that can now stream down here like this into the train when it comes back for more. Speaking of the train, and I guess it's just gradually filling up, quite gradually. It is mostly full. But again, we've got the traditional problem with. Oh, are we still getting cryonite in by delivery cannon?
There's a fair
No,
amount
I don't think so.
getting to the spaceship.
Yeah, there is. I'm just wondering why this system is still working because it jammed up on sulphur because of because it was running on Marc's old design that has some issues with throughput. Not even throughput. We're just sort of, I don't know, stockpiling stuff in. It was stockpiling sulphur in a weird way, and I didn't like it. So I've given it a kick. But yeah, this is going to take a little while to get enough through to make that happy. Where was this one going again? Oh, to the beginning. That's the start of the bus. The Norbit bus is bringing quite a lot of beryllium. So we should probably do something about that. In fact, let's have a look at this. So over here there is beryllium being brought in here, and we have. Oh yeah, Talos is the beryllium planet. We've got 200 stacks in here, 20,000. So that's 2 trains worth. And over here, lots of beryllium is being brought in by delivery cannon and just pumped into the system here because presumably there is something along here that is using beryllium in fairly significant quantities, or at least is using it in appropriate quantities. I don't know what those are, and it almost doesn't matter, but it is being used up. Is the relevant point here. So I think that means we need to have it coming over here by train. I guess that means we pull up some of these solar panels and put in yet another station up here for dropping off the beryllium. Essentially doing exactly what's been done with the vulcanite here, and make a copy of that. So yeah, let's do that because that's quite easy. So pull up about that much so I don't upset any, I don't unplug any solar panels. That should then give me the room to copy this. Not that bit, and that's good. So now I don't have the train stop name, which is good because it means I won't get accidental vulcanite. Nobody likes accidental vulcanite. Apparently it burns. However, it helped if I put down the scaffolding first, which is there. And a little patch up here for the station. Then we can start summoning the beryllium, and then we can turn off this. We can turn off the beryllium being brought into here somehow. Probably by just having lots of it coming in. Is there room to do that? I suppose I'll just... squeeze it into all of these somehow. This system is getting kind of awkward. I could do that and that. There we go, that'll fix it. And then we've got another input here available, and I can make that into 2 inputs because nothing's ever going to come down there. Then I can bring a belt down here like this. And in there. Then we need more of this up into there. That's still being built. Okay. Across here and down. Oop. Can't do that. There's a roboport in the way. If the stream is getting jerky and stuttery, that is quite possible. If so, I would guess it's probably due to my computer struggling even more, maybe overheating. I don't know, but that is a worry. If anyone else is noticing the stream stuttering, please let me know, and I'll I don't know what I'll do, but I'll try and get it
Tristan.
sorted out.
Hello.
So the junk ship from Bigrid will probably always have quite a significant amount of wood because it's a byproduct from the core crushing.
Okay, I have some of it being used. I'm turning it into processed fuel.
Okay.
There is a substantial buffer, but if it's going to be a substantial
then
amount,
if we don't have a better use, I can process it to processed fuel, so it's more transport efficient.
if that is more efficient in the spaceship, then that's probably
Yeah, that's why
worth doing.
that's what I was doing with the rocket system before as well.
Yeah, may need to send that over to the general train fuel area, but that's fine.
Yep.
Oh, I see. There's more to this than meets the eye. Because I need to actually request a train as well as request a train. Okay. Yeah, I can hear its little fans buzzing away quite hard down here. Okay, I possibly need to find a way to keep this computer. Well, maybe I just need to find a better computer that doesn't overheat quite so much when it's trying to run a stream. That's unfortunate. For the now, I'll try and find something to prop it up. It wouldn't be full